on Oregon. Let's head into the game and see what operators are just going to be chosen. And right off the get-go, we're seeing two brand new faces in the lineup. We've got Ying on attack and Ella here on defense.
It's so nice to see those new operators in the pool here. And you know, the thing is, I have been asked nonstop, I'm sure you have too, how are the new operators going to affect the meta? How are they going to affect the meta? And I can tell you that it is going to be interesting to find out, because the thing is, you'll never know until we actually watch the match, and this is the first real Pro League match that we're going to see of this season. It is super exciting. Also, I don't know, do you notice it as much as I do, the new lighting? Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
The new lighting is something that we're gonna. I've got some questions ready for continuing a flip side when we see them after this series.
Right.
Because it is definitely something to touch on.
Probably one of the best improvements to the game we've ever seen before. I mean, everything looks crisper.
Yes.
I know I'm fawning over it a little bit much here, guys, but I've been playing this game for as long as it's been out and then some, and this is just a sight to behold. Now, we are having a bit of a heavy reinforcement strategy up in the top floor here, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be going for a bit of more pressure on the meeting hall, which is kind of interesting. It's a little bit less. Actually, they're just reinforcing and falling off. They might just be trying to feign presence in meeting hall, or just being very light with it. They're using those mute jammers to slow down the attacker's clear using the drones and allow Snake Nate to linger for just a little bit longer. They also have that rotation hole opened up into the box drop down. Now, the box drop down in meeting hall isn't essential to reinforce, as, I mean, what does it really lend the attackers? Come on, it makes it easier to open up construction tunnel, but they'll achieve that if they really want to anyway.
Now, we do have Vertical, who's the sledge, moving on into Kitchen. Right now, he's basically just trying to get some intel. Neptune's trying to get some intel for him so he can progress forward. They've cleared out the west side of Oregon. Now it looks like the pinch is going to try to come in from the red tower.
Yeah, and this is just, this is actually a bit of a split of the typical attacks. There are two very standard attacks on this map. There's a take from the red tower, the construction tunnel, push on into the B bomb site and meeting hall. Then there's the take from the west side, take control of the main lobby drop down and attack via that way. And they're just doing a bit of a pinch. Like I said, they're trying to cut off all of the roamers, you know, establish that all the defenders, every single one of them, are stuck down in the basement. As once they are actually inevitably stuck down in said basement, there's only 2 ways for them to get up via the stairs.
Fox is going to be spotted out here by the drone. I think that was Neptune's, and it looks as though he will try to rotate back on the site. Does so successfully, easily. Now going to go for these drop hatches to get on open.
Yeah, so 1nfamy, without any serious engagement, have managed to take full control of the top floor and force these defenders down into the little bombs, or little bomb sites. And that's not a lot of room to breathe. As you can see, all 5 of them are scrunched up together. But they only have 1 single minute left to stall out this round, and if they could do so, well, that's all they need.
Now, the position Gurmy's in right now is merely just to identify if the push is going to come from that main stairwell. He's able to see if someone's at the drop hatch in the main lobby coming down the stairs. He's information at the moment. There goes a nade, though, from Vertical. That will take out Gurmy. That's going to be their information gatherer down for the count. It's a 4-on-5 now. 40 seconds to go.
I really want to see how this Ying plays into this push. You got 2 smoke grenades and a ton of Candelas, still all 3 of them. How exactly is it going to influence the take?
There they go. The smokes are going to go down. Candela's now being thrown out. This is going to blind them tremendously. He's going to go down for the push. Go for the play right under the drop hatch. C4s and gas if they get tossed out, which there are none going to go their way. It's going to go over top. Looks like K9 gets taken out vertical on the trade by Snake. Now a 3-on-4 plant does go down, and we're going to have the Ying here on the right-hand side as Neptunes is able to remove a man from play, and now a 2-on-3. And we're still looking to have Snake try to clutch us out. He gets taken out from behind by Neptunes. It's all to Fox. Trying to move on forward. He's going to spot Vandal. Takes him on down. Now he's going to look up through the drop hatch and will not spot Neptunes or Easily. Easily's going to be inside of the classroom. He actually moved on over to the stairs. Nice job there. It looks like they might have a drone, or at least they're aware of it. Now we're going to have Vertical, or sorry, that is Neptune's down low. Easily picked up the kill, though, and that's going to be round number 1 going to 1nfamy.
That was a well-coordinated attack there by 1nfamy, but I think it was more, specifically, it was just reading into what exactly they're expecting to see from Excellence in terms of the counter diffuser plant. Because they knew that the C4 was going to almost certainly go towards the laundry baskets or the dryer, they simply used their Candelas and smokes to plant right in front of the main desk. Now, that's interesting because we don't actually see a lot of smoke strategy in this, well, I
think we need to talk about the new smokes.
Yeah, see, the thing is, very specifically, we didn't see it in the last season's meta. And that's what I'm talking about, seeing these new operators and what they bring to the table. Smokes actually are one of the most influential things. I mean, the Candelas helped, but I have to be honest, the smokes were the most important thing.
I think we need to hit on why they are, because they got a buff. They now are way more consistent.
Well, they got a change. They're way more consistent, yes, but there's also 2 instead of 3.
Yes.
I mean, arguably, the buff with the bar. Okay, it was a straight up buff. I'll agree with you there.
It's a buff.
They're so good now. But the more important thing is that there's also a new operator on attack with smokes that is justifiable to be used. She's got a great gun. She's got a decent ability if used correctly. And yes, she does indeed have smokes. So how many more smoke strats are we going to see from other teams? Are we going to see one from Excellence here? And
I think it's likely to see every single time for the most part, until we start seeing some counters to it.
I mean, there's not a lot you can do to counter a smoke, right? I mean, in reality, you've got a Jaeger device and a bandit charge, and that's about it. Other than that, a smoke is going to go down. As long as whoever is throwing the smoke has true aim, then the strategy should be easy to execute off of. Like you said, they are so much more consistent now.
I mean, you still have some other counters. You have your gas grenades from smoke. You have your yokai drone. You've got some Ela charges you can throw out.
Arguably, yes, but at the same time, the smoke is still giving you that, or is still denying that information to the attackers that is oh so important. That's the whole reason you're bringing it, right? The gas grenades, they don't help you gather information in a way that's going to be meaningful against a smoke grenade. Neither does a Valkyrie cam, neither does a C4. I mean, there are ways to stop a push coming from behind a smoke, yes, but still the information. That's all that really matters. And here you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are having Excellence doing a very similar strategy to 1nfamy, although a little bit different, as they are getting an early frag here onto one of the defenders who is playing inside the meeting hall. That's a good kill onto Neptunes, and you got to wonder if 1nfamy's are going to start falling back to the basement like Excellence did, or if they're going to hold true. It looks like the latter.
Hold it, and so we're going to have Beastly here inside of that kitchen storage closet, waits for that Candela to go on down, and it looks as though my man, realizing that his drone's been taken out, will not necessarily fall on through. Snake did see that, though.
This is very dangerous.
Beastly's going to have to be very cautious. He decides to back on out of the kitchen. He's going to go up the west stairwell, try to come on around, and that's actually going to be a useful tactic.
It's reinforced. So all you could do is come from the main lobby and try to delay a main lobby push, but it doesn't seem like that's what the strategy is here for Excellence. They have control over this meeting hall, and now they even have a mirror window to aid them. Now all they have to do is open up the drop-downs and start coming in from the construction, and the tower, they're doing just that. It's going to be a B bomb site take here from Excellence, and they have all the... Ooh, vertical playing in Harry Potter. This could be dangerous for Excellence if they don't clear out this position. Oh, and they won't.
He's going to see it, grab the kill. That's also diffuser down on the stairs. You can see K9 instantly turns around, waits for vertical, and it looks like my man will get the trade on out of box.
Good refrag, but easily refragging yet again onto Foxay, and more kills coming in for 1nfamy onto Snake Nade. Now a 2 versus 3. The defenders have a lot of advantages here, not only man, but also time and position.
That's going to be the second gas grenade, I believe, thrown out by Easily. That's the smoke. And we do have my man inside a box, and K9's going to be up top. He drops on down through. Last gas grenade gets tossed on out, forces K9 to box. Couple shots going through, and they will miss. They are not going to push their way in. K9 coming in, gets Beastly down, but it looks like my man gets injured in the process. Shots going on through, and it looks as though a trade. And K9 will go down, so will my man, and Beastly comes out on top, and it looks like 1nfamy will take round number 2.
Yeah, you can see here Vandal is just chilling out. He's like, oh, I'm playing safe. Oh, we win the round. There you go. So what happened there for Excellence? They got that early frag. They got the momentum that they oh so needed in the early round. Unfortunately, even with meeting hall control, they didn't try to use all of what they had attained. They simply pushed in to that, pushed into the red tower, pushed into construction, and went through those 2 oh so deadly B bomb side lanes that we have talked about time and time again on Oregon. When you are coming from that construction, from that red tower, and all you're doing is walking through 2 hallways, it's pretty simple for the defenders to gun you down in that process. Also, there was a bandit hiding in Harry Potter that was left undroned. You gotta drone every inch when you're pushing into the bomb site. You gotta be sure of what you're attacking. Unfortunately, Excellence just did not fulfill their due diligence. Because of that, losing another round. Now 1nfamy up 2-0, and they are going to yet again be attacking onto that, or actually Yeah, no, they're
going to go downstairs again. One of the things to note, though, another change that has come about in Operation Blood Orchid is the increased buff to Mira's secondary shotgun. That's one of the reasons why we might not see smoke as much.
You know, on that note, it's specifically not even just.
Do you see that destruction right there?
I was about to say, not only just Mira's secondary shotgun. You got to remember that applies to Jackal too. And the new buff to Jackal with his detect speed. Are you kidding me? He is so good right now. Jackal is insane. The C7E even has one of the highest time to kills of any rifle or SMG in the entire game. It's up there, I think it's like number 3 time to kill. It's one of the most powerful guns out there. Plus, he's got essentially a buck shotgun for a secondary. Why even bring buck? What's the point? So yeah, Jackal, super useful. Mira, also very useful. Like you said, with that secondary shotgun buff. This is going to be, again, a very similar strat to what we saw from 1nfamy in the past. They're going to be clearing out from the west side and the red tower. My man's going to be here to try and stop this. Ooh, if he can take out easily, that's a lot of hard destruction off the board. Not all of it, mind you. Still going to be a Habana. And it looks like Heasley's going to veer off, but it would have been very useful. Foxay's even playing at the top of the tower.
Yeah, you can tell they're putting a lot of pressure back here, knowing that 1nfamy will be trying to push here. Now, it looks as though Fox is going to get pinched. Beastly calling him out inside of this corner. They are going to have a nice pinch on to him. Just a matter of will Fox be able to get on outside, go for the shots. Misses one, looks on over to the other window here. Fox now deciding to retreat down as some thermite bullets in the 5.56 come on up towards him.
Cannot believe that Fox and my man are going to be able to walk away from that almost, I think, yeah, entirely unscathed. Very impressive play of time there. Half the round has been whittled down and no control in the hands of 1nfamy. This is looking much, much better than the first time Excellence attempted to defend this bomb site.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity for 1nfamy, trying to, or letting go Fox out of that top of red tower. My man as well. He might have been seen, might have been droned out, but I think Fox was the bigger threat at the moment because he held on that top floor.
This is very dangerous.
Vertical now taking a look, grabs one, can he grab Snake as well? He's going to take down Fox, and now he's looking over towards Ladder. Still not seeing anyone just yet, but Snake decides to retreat, gives up his position. Now all 4 remaining defenders are going to be back downstairs on site.
I'm not sure if that was the right call there by Snake Nade. Not getting that refrag onto the sledge is going to be detrimental to this hold as a whole. It might have been the right call, though, because there's only 45 seconds to go, and the attackers are only now just attaining control over the meeting hall. Arguably, would have been nice to see both those defenders fall back into the bomb site as soon as it hit 1 minute mark. But still, Excellence only needs to hold for 30 more seconds. The Candelas and Smokes are bound to come out any second now after the Thatchers cleared out the ADSs. Here they come, and I'm guessing we're going to see a very similar plant to last time. No, going to be a little bit different this time, going over towards the middle of the
center of the stairs. Yep, he's waiting for the C4 to get tossed out. You actually see the Elo device right in front. It won't get triggered just yet. Neptune's, unfortunately, is going to be removed from play here, and that's just going to be one man down on the attackers. But the diffuser has been planted, so now a 4-on-4 here.
How is Excellence letting this happen time and time again? The diffuser just simply being planted underneath the main lobby drop, even after 1nfamy lost a player to disconnection.
Now what's happening here is Gurmy's grabbing the information for the rest of his team. They're going to go for a quick push all together easily. He's already on top of it, though. He's going to drop K9. The Claymore kill is going to get Snake. Now a 2-on-4. This is going to go in the hands of 1nfamy most likely here. My man, God, he has to clutch this. Just cannot. That's going to be a flawless round here for 1nfamy. They go up 3-0 on Oregon.
After losing a player mid-round, that is truly unfortunate. Now, you can see, this is reminiscent. What we're seeing from Excellence right here is reminiscent. By the way, I'm pretty sure we are going to have a rehost, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll wait for our admins to make the call on that one. Yeah, seems like we're going to have a rehost. Anyway, so what I'm seeing here from Excellence is reminiscent of very old style of play when we didn't have Mira. Way back in the day of Oregon basement holds when there just was not a Mira, and nobody really put in the effort necessary to stop a diffuser plant. Now, what are we seeing? We're seeing Smokes on top of Mira windows to deny the information that you're so accustomed to with those Mira windows. And unfortunately, from Excellence, there's no real counter being brought out. There's none of that Echo Drone you were talking about. gas grenades just are not flying.
They don't.
Yeah.
Excellence isn't using smoke.
Exactly.
They're bringing the mute instead. They're playing more, I want to say, to hold that meeting hall. They're playing more with the utility to do that, but they're giving it up quite easily. Like you said, Snake should have gotten that counter, should have gotten that refrag, but didn't.
And they saw after the first round that the strategy was very clear from 1nfamy. They're going to throw down smokes and candelas to plant in the middle of the room, and they did it twice in a row. So you need to bring something to stop that, whether it be Echo. I mean, I guess they're counting on the Ellas, but that's just not consistent enough.
One of the things I really am liking about the use of these smokes, about the use of these candelas, is the fact that we are going to start seeing different placements in a bomb site. We aren't just going to see on top of laundry or in the corner by the basket. It's now, like you just saw, the plant went down in the middle of the stairs, or right at the middle of the stairs. It's now, we saw one right at the kitchen sink down there. You can place almost anywhere inside of that room now. Now it's viable that you're going to have these smoke grenades to be able to cut off some avenues, some line of sights.
And the thing is, we've seen it from 1nfamy twice in a row now. We've seen the attack strategy come in from the main lobby twice in a row, and it has been just smoke grenades and candelas to obscure the vision. And then on the other side of the field, Excellence coming in with a very old, tried and not successful 9 times out of 10 tower construction.
Red tower push.
I mean,
that
strategy has to work so consistently in scrims because it just doesn't in Pro League. I'd say it's 8 times out of 10, and you could fact check this if you want to because we've watched these matches so many times on Oregon. Most of the time when somebody's attacking from construction and red tower, unless they actually utilize the drop downs to the fullest of their ability, they almost always lose because you're shoving yourself in through 2 lanes and you have no distinct advantage. You're just 2 people fighting each other, and the defenders have the advantage of waiting patiently using things like gas grenades.
So I think that to Excellence's credit, they had control of meeting hall. They had been using the drop hatches. The one oversight they had was the bandit underneath the stairs by Harry Potter. Well, if they would have cleared him out, they would have had their player down. They would have been able to then push forward with more men.
Arguably, that's the one and only oversight that matters, right?
Yes.
That is probably like what swayed the round. But you should be able to recover from that, right? And if you're working on a strategy that, again, is just 2 lanes, let's force our way through 2 lanes. The manpower is, it's important, but it can be recovered from with a nice flick of the wrist from the right player. Again, I think it really just comes down to not utilizing that new meta, not trying to utilize your disruption in any significant way, and just kind of brute forcing it. And it's just a risky way to play. It's a gambit, and it can work if you're arguably just lucky. Honestly, that's all it really comes down to. And it's just it's hard to ask to pin your hopes on luck.
So right now, we're seeing the stronger gameplay from 1nfamy.
Right.
Hands down, I think we're seeing the stronger gameplay from 1nfamy.
That could change, though. I mean, these rounds have been pretty close.
They have been, well...
Okay, well, I'm sorry. They haven't been close. They've been decidedly in the favor of 1nfamy. However, I would say, like you said, when it comes to the bandit inside Harry Potter, little things like using the smokes and the candelas properly, it's one tiny little mistake that is putting Excellence behind right now. And
are we going to be seeing a potential 5-0? Because
I wouldn't imagine.
I wouldn't imagine either, but I wouldn't imagine this series going 3-0 to start on this map, especially against your #1 seed.
Okay, so K9 and Snake Nate are the 2 new additions to this roster, right? And they're technically, you would consider them the outsiders. But when I played on a team with them, one thing that I know they were known for, and one thing that I know a team like, for example, Continuum is known for in their current new way of playing that I got to talk to. We'll talk more about that later when we get to the Continuum matchup. But one thing that I know that Snake and K9 are both known for is bouncing back in the middle of a match. They're capable of doing it. And if they can rally, then I think that they can bring this back from the brink of destruction easily. And this is still only the first map of a best-of-3, so there's plenty of possibility down the line. Plus, this is 1nfamy's pick, I believe. Oregon is the map that they wanted to bring it to.
Yes, this is 1nfamy's pick.
So they've got to be feeling very comfortable, and at home here, they clearly have some well-coordinated strategies, and anything, again, is possible.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, the game has been rehosted. We are getting back into it right now. So let's head into the game. Again, this is map #1 in this best-of-3 series between Excellence Gaming and 1nfamy. It is now 3-0 in favor of 1nfamy, your seed 8 out of North America, going up against the season's previous #1 seed from season 2, Excellence Gaming.
Again, the #1 seed they were for last season, but a whole, and just an entirely new team now. An entirely new team. I know it's 2 roster changes, not 3, right? But that's very significant, especially the 2 that were removed, Brian and Gio, of course. Now, Gio went over to Elevate, and Brian, I believe, went to Rogue. Those are some pretty noteworthy teams to be moving yourself over to. I mean, even coming from a team like Excellence.
So one of the things that I wasn't necessarily expecting, but judging by the 4 rounds we've seen so far here in Oregon, we are seeing basically Blackbeard being subbed out for Ying.
Yeah.
I would have expected another support role so you can keep Blackbeard in, because he really hadn't had too many changes done to him. He's still that viable headshot preventer, if you will.
So no, actually, he did see a significant change with this last update. So I believe it was intentional, but I will leave that up to, it's not up to me. But whatever the case be, in the past, what used to happen was Blackbeard's shield would shatter, and it created an animation of the shield shattering. And this animation, you could see it, well, it was shattering glass, and it blocked bullets. Yeah, so after the shield was broken, it was still blocking bullets. Now, I believe they have, in fact, shortened that animation quite a significant amount. I'm not 100% about that because I don't know, but that's how it feels. When you actually go into the game, you shoot at a Blackbeard shield. When you break the shield, he gets headshot now. So I feel like he's kind of fallen out of favor a little bit. I mean, I would venture to guess we're probably going to see more, in this season, we're probably going to see more Glaz than Blackbeard overall. And we'll probably see Ying primarily, especially in the North American region, as they like to adapt new things early on.
Yep.
So, wow,
we have
okay,
4
players
men outside of a window here.
What is this strategy? It looks like we're going to be seeing a rush strategy, ladies and gentlemen, and they have cleared the barbed wire. They're looking to set up some smokes and candelas to get that rush on into the A bomb site. That's the only thing I can gather from 3 people now sitting outside of this window.
Now it looks as though the push is going to come in from Snake. He's just waiting for a little bit.
He's actually out of smoke grenades, so they might not even commit to this.
Oh, they are going to commit. He's going to move in, looks to the right side, sees him. Snake gets him on down, moves on in for the rush into B. They've got A and B secured. Easily not going to be tucked away inside of the middle dorms. Easily picked up that 1 kill into Gurmy. That's also going to be Diffuser down outside, or sorry, inside of A. Looks as though the call back to get back on the sites coming from 1nfamy. You saw Valkyrie getting up into Attic from the ladder. Easily still trying to hold down the fort. He knows he dropped Diffuser carrier. My man actually hopped inside. He's going to get taken out from underneath by Vandal. Now the gas grenade's going to come on out, try to stop that plane even more as Fox takes out that pressure from underneath. He's going to be on those west stairs. And right now what we're going to be waiting for is how the attackers are going to get into that window, grab that diffuser, and get that plant down. They've got a hold of B and underneath, but they don't have A.
Snake Nate needs to make a play here. He's the one in the power position. He needs to take care of easily inside the bomb site. Then he can pick up the diffuser and plant by himself. It's all pressure on him.
Now there's Neptune. He's going to snag down Fox right there by the showers. Now underneath is where we're going to see Neptune stay for the moment, as well as Bex. He's going to get back up. He's going to go up these this west stairwell as Snake is already holding this on. He's got to be careful though. Kanan's going to hop into the window. He picked up that diffuser, moving on over to B. The plant will go down.
Is there any C4 on the
There is no C4, no. Oh, there it is. No, it's right there. He's going to toss it on up.
Oh, he doesn't do it.
No, he didn't hear it in time. Going to toss it up, missed the target. A 2-on-2 is now going to go with the diffuser planted.
The attackers definitely have the advantage here after getting that diffuser plant. 1nfamy is going to be hard-pressed to scale themselves back up these stairs and get the retake. They are going to be coming from both set of stairs, it seems, wanting to open up as many options as possible.
Now it looks as though we are going to have Beast trying to go for Snake Nade as Neptune comes in, snags one. Now Snake knows he's going to get taken out as well. 1nfamy just needs to find that diffuser, but they got to do it quick. They will have plenty of time here. 1nfamy now goes up 4-0 after a tremendous retake on this top floor bomb site.
Well executed there by 1nfamy. I like how they spread themselves out. Explored all of their options and opportunities before committing to the retake itself. A lot of the times you'll just see a team kind of rush up those white stairs, try to bunch up against the last 2 attackers and end up getting pincered. And it was well played. 1nfamy did not fall into that trap. Now, interestingly, it was kind of a rudimentary attack strategy from Excellence, though. I mean, what was that? Forcing their way in simply through the west window. Normally, that wouldn't be allowed to happen. Luckily for them, there was no Mira, at least not facing towards the west window in this instance. And because of that, Excellence was allowed to waltz on into Big Kids. There also wasn't a lot of presence in Big Kids from 1nfamy themselves. But that downstairs pressure in the early round tore Excellence apart. Where it's normally supposed to go the other way.
Well,
normally you have the attackers go downstairs, confront the roamers downstairs, tear them
You don't even need to confront the roamers. All you really had to do was
Just
get someone on the window right by the bus, by the bottom of those west stairs. Just do that.
Yeah.
You can be outside. You can keep that pressure alleviated. All you have to do is just open up that window.
So what you're saying is we really needed to see a harder commitment by Excellence straight in through that west window. If they had just all kind of gone in, it could have in theory gone in their favor. They still had, there was still C4 on the Infamy side of things. So honestly, if they more people up there, more chance for the C4 to hit, right? It could have gone a completely different way. It could have gone the same. Anything's possible, but I think you're right. I think the right way to have handled that would have been to just commit to the West Lobby take, despite not having those smoke grenades in hand. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to be playing this out or not. But
we are going to go for a rehost here.
Yeah, that's all right. Cool. It is still going to be 4-0 in favor of Infamy, who have been being very dominant.
This is looking like a very decisive victory on Oregon here for Infamy.
Yeah, I mean, of course, their map, but they honestly super decisive. Like I said, absolutely dominant right now. Infamy, they seem to just have a better grasp on themselves.
I feel like they're using Ying. They're using Ying flat off the board. This is what she's capable of doing. Smoke grenades, flashes, 100%. Just going in and playing. I want to call it simplistic, but it's a confident simplicity.
It's a confident simplicity, and it's also, I think, more importantly, it's running into a new, well, not a new meta, a very old meta that hasn't been touched in a long.
It's an old meta with new gadgets.
Old meta, new gadgets. But what I'm talking about specifically is the smokes. We haven't seen a smoke meta in a long, it's been a while, all right? It's been a while.
I think the last time we saw smoke meta might have been year 2, season 1, maybe year 1, season 3.
Yeah,
where you lay down the smoke grenades and go with the Monty play.
Around the invitational.
The smoke Monty, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a long time. Here we are, year 2, season 3. And that's the thing of the past. Now, seeing it come into the meta again is really interesting, and I like the way that Infamy's been doing it. You even saw Excellence try to do it there on their upstairs attack just now. That was definitely a smoke strategy. The smokes got caught by the freaking Jaegers, though. They needed to throw down Thatchers or just flashbangs to clear out those Jaeger devices before they tried to use the Candelas and smoke. I'm not sure what happened there. You could see they were all bunched up on the west window, like, all right, we're going through this west window. We're going to cut off the lines of sight. We're going to rush on into big kids. That's the strategy. And then we don't have any smoke grenades. Oh, okay, well, let's attack from underneath now. We'll just try to clear out the roamers. And it got them torn up.
So one of the things I want to touch upon here, maybe we'll see more of it as the season progresses, but do you think it is a significant change for the preparation phase that Bandit's electric wire now destroys drones in one hit? Instead of having a drone being able to go through, all you have to do is basically, he's now, we'll call it a mute for four different doorways.
I was about to say, I think he's honestly just a better mute now. I mean, there's still things that mute can do that Bandit, of course, cannot. But, Bandit, the same thing goes for Bandit, and I feel like Bandit's got the edge just ever so slightly.
Yep.
We are going to be getting into the match, ladies and gentlemen. It is still 4-0 in favor of Infamy. Excellent struggling on these rounds so far, and we're going to be going back to a familiar, well, not completely familiar sight. Similar lineup coming out from Infamy, but it's going to be Excellence going up to the top floor. They don't have to go to the top floor as they have not successfully won any of their defenses yet. However, they've tried the basement time and time again, and they've been completely unsuccessful. So they got to try something new. They got to mix up the bag of tricks to hopefully get their feet on the ground here in Oregon. At least put up a fight. I mean, even if they don't win, get a couple rounds under your belt. Don't feel so bad going on to map number 2. You lose in a 5-0, you're going to be thinking to yourself, oh, it's over.
Infamy has been, there's been a wider gap of winning on when Infamy's attacking than when they're defending. So right now, the cards are in Infamy's hands. They've got the ability, they've got the opportunity, they've got the momentum going for them on this bomb site because they're attacking.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there. Infamy has been seeming very dominant on attack. However, those are, again, all on attacks of the basement. So we could see here Infamy have just a foolhardy strategy and throw themselves against the rocks, as it were, in a way that it's just not sensible for an upstairs attack. Who knows? I doubt it. I very seriously doubt it, considering this seems to be their map through and through. But anything's possible.
Now, this is that window, the window the Vertical's looking at right now. This is that window we were talking about where like if you can lay some pressure down here, you can alleviate the vertical pressure when you're trying to push in through that west window of A.
So for those of you who are wondering, that Ash charge was being used to clear out all of the utility underneath the main west window. Any barbed wire, frost traps, what have you, anything that's there. It is a very useful angle to use when you're playing in ranked with your friends, just if you're going to be doing anything with the west window at all. 1nfamy is going to be clearing out from the west side to the east side here, starting with kitchen and dining room. They're going to successfully push Fox A and Snake Nade all the way back to Meeting Hall, along with my man. That's 3 roamers, ladies and gentlemen. Only 2 defenders on the bomb site. There's going to be K9 and Gurmy. Very dangerous.
I like the angles that are being opened up here by 1nfamy, especially from showers up towards the west stairwell. We saw it before, but that's why we've seen the reinforced wall, is to prevent that. They've now just said, okay, we can use these Hibana charges. We can open up this line of sight, allow for this cover.
Ooh, this is a very hard challenge here from Vertical. Very dangerous, pushing themselves into the hallway. He has the drone information. He knows that he's safe at least to get on this position. But there's so many defenders ready and prepped. And it seems like we're playing a game of statues here. These guys are just holding fast.
I mean, right now, if Fox were to get droned out, you'd see a wall bang here by Vertical, and that would be a dead Fox you're going to see there inside of the Meeting Hall. Instead, we are going to see a push up the white stairs.
That was very interesting there. Instead of opening up at the light, which would be right underneath Gurmy, Vertical went to open up the barbed wire. That seems like a bit of a waste.
I'd say so as well. You typically do open up right here. He's going to pre-fire that instead.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able... Oh, there's the buck, so that'll be why. The Ash charge can get rid of the barbed wire. The buck cannot.
And there it is. Vertical moves on up the stairs, grabs Gurmy inside of the middle dorms. That's first kill down. There's only 4 more to go, and 1nfamy will take this as a flawless match, 5-0. They're looking strong right now. Vertical still putting on some pressure here from the west stairs. I believe that's going to be my man inside of the middle dorms, waiting right there inside of the hallway. Candella's going to go out. Smoke's going to go out. Looks like Vandal comes in hard with the plant.
And there doesn't seem to be anything from Excellence to stop this. With only 20 seconds down, there is going to be a diffuser plant.
There it is. Vandal saw the mirror, lays it on down. Neptune's picking up a kill on a Snake. It's all up to Fox and my man. Now Fox goes down. My man's got to get the last kill. Gets 1. He's got 4 more to go, and this is not going to go in his favor. He's looking for Vandal. Snags it on down. Leaks on down the stairs. He grabs a 3rd one. Can he get a 4th? He knows one's outside the window. He's got to go look behind him now as well. Easily, very low health. He's going to be underneath, waiting for the footsteps to be sold, and now he's looking out the window. Bex going to leak on inside after hearing the diffuser gets shot on down. Goes for an easy kill, and 1nfamy wins this map. He wins the first map of this series, 5-0, and a very nice, flawless victory.
An interesting fun fact of that particular round, it was in fact a team ace for 1nfamy. That's when each one of the players on your team gets a kill. That was a very impressive performance from 1nfamy.
Very nice.
Obviously, they like that map. Well, no, honestly, again, I kind of expected this going into it. Excellence, sure, they're the favorite. They came out last season first, 1nfamy in 8th. Of course, they're going to be the favorite, right? But the roster changes for Excellence it's so upsetting and so abrupt right next to the match, and then 1nfamy, I don't know. I talked to them before this match. They just really seemed ready to go. This seemed like the sort of thing that they were expecting to go up against Excellence and have a good performance today.
And it looks like they were.
They certainly have, winning the first map. But again, this is to be remembered. That was their map. Very clearly, 1nfamy was ready for Oregon. They knew what they were doing on Oregon. They were very well versed there. So the question is, moving on to the next map.
Cafe. Will they be ready for it?
Yeah, because Excellence, I would argue, Excellence is very proficient at Cafe. I mean, they've had a good showing there in the past. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that last map, by the way, while we're talking about this. So Excellence have a good performance on Cafe in the past. I would say that individual player-wise, they're the sort of guys who are going to enjoy playing on a map like Cafe. So if there's going to be a third, I think we're going to see a third map. I think we're going to see Clubhouse.
But I want to say, I think we're going to see a third map as well. But if I recall correctly, did Snake and K9 when they played,
they hate Cafe.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cafe's not one of their preferred maps, so maybe they're reading into that roster change, saying, "Hey, we can take them on Cafe now because they don't have that squad of 5."
It's entirely possible. See the hatred for Cafe, and this is it's kind of personal actually, but the hatred for Cafe for us was all derivative of our very first Pro League match that we ever played in the entire Year 1, Season 1, way back in the beginning. It was against VWS, and it was against a man named Cleaver. And it was not a fun day. It was not a fun day. We lost pretty horrifically, and it stuck with us for a long time. So there were so many problems that day, so many problems. But after that, none of us really liked going towards Kafe, myself included. Not a Kafe fan.
So moving on to our second map, yes, we're talking about Kafe here. Now, despite all of the operator changes, despite all the lighting changes, despite all the other changes, Kafe, from a maps perspective, has had the most work done to it.
Well,
texture-wise,
yeah.
you've got the lighting that every map has had, but texture-wise, Kafe's basically a brand new map.
I will say that it is gorgeous, as in terms like the texture artists have done. The texture artists, the model art, like everybody involved with reworking Kafe. I mean, really give yourselves a pat on the back because it is a beautiful map. And even someone like me who despises the map would say that, yeah, no,
I love Kafe. I love Kafe.
I like to spawn on a Kafe. Just take a gander at it, you know, look at it. And it's not unpleasant now to dry run it in my own time and just see what's possible. Look at the opportunities.
So with the new, we'll call it the buffed smokes, with the now Candelas from Ying, does that change the favored bomb sites? And does that make Bakery any more viable than it was previously?
No, if anything, it hurts Bakery quite a lot. I mean, obviously, you know, okay, so Ella Ella, I don't think is going to help any specific bomb site to the extent that people are expecting her to. She's really good. Oh my gosh, she is so good. And I think she's a bit of an individual sort of player. She can be used for utility like Echo, like Smoke. Yes, disruption's there. But it's also so much easier to counter an Ella than it is to counter a Smoke or an Echo. So I feel like she's a bit of an individual fragger. So in terms of defending a bomb site, she's going to be helpful, but not that helpful. And then Lesion, he's not helping that much.
Those also get destroyed by the EMP.
He's a bit of a nuisance, yeah, but nobody's gonna really. I mean, he's in terms of defending a bomb site again, not helping. Not like you would not like Mira. Ying, on the other hand, and it's weird to say, but her Candelas are almost like a null factor when compared to her Smokes. Her Smokes are why I think people are gonna bring her for the most part. Yes, there are other operators who have Smoke. Jackal, you know, Jackal's really useful. But she's got an allure to her. She's got a really good gun. She does have the Candelas.
She's new. She's a shiny new operator.
Exactly.
Everyone wants it.
And she has Smokes. And the Smokes are going to be forced into the meta whether teams like it or not because people are going to want to play her. So I think it's not going to be helping any defenses all that much on specifically Kafe. The basement, well, not basement, the first floor, I suppose, the bakery, isn't going to be any better. I think it's going to be a pretty similar meta overall. I think from maybe 1nfamy specifically, we might see some of that cool, like, bittersweet strategy, or World Best Gaming as they're called. Sorry, Most Wanted as they're called now. Strategy that we saw from last season. Oh my gosh, the coordination from Most Wanted last season.
The timing.
It was so great. I hope we see that again. I want them to play Kafe just so I can see that.
Well, if I remember correctly, I was looking through the roster. Dave is no longer on that squad, right?
I think he retired from Siege professionally, and he's just done. He's taking a break. You know, maybe he'll come back later, like Snake and K9 did. But anything's possible. He was a good player. He was a good player, and he'll be missed. But I think they'll be able to make do. You know, they'll find a replacement for him already, of course. But anyway. On the note of this particular match, I think that we'll probably see some new Candela and Smoke strategies from 1nfamy. And I think it'll be not so much from Excellence.
So I think one of the things that is also worth noting for those that are very familiar with Kafe but not very familiar with post-Blood Orchid Kafe is the Skylight. The Skylight now, at least on PC, from what I've been told, is you can vault over that from the rooftop. You don't need to do your little puzzle jump to actually get on top of that vent unit and then drop in a single spot. You can vault anywhere over that window now.
Yeah, it gives you, I mean, it gives you a couple more opportunities. Not that much in terms of, like, team coordination and all that, but it also saves you in a pinch. Like, so you don't have to risk nearly as much. It's not as intensive, like preparation intensive, to set up a strategy involving dropping from the Skylight anymore. But you don't see, whoa, this is interesting. 1nfamy is actually going to be defending the train room rather than the top floor.
That's what I'm thinking about because of that ability to vault now. Because
I don't think that's why. I think they just like the train. But, I mean, the Skylight changes is interesting, but I don't think it's going to be changing that much of the gameplay of Kafe.
I honestly, I do feel like it would make the train room more favored than the top floor for the simple fact that now you're able to throw your smokes down, throw your flashbangs wherever you want, and then vault in right away, as opposed to you can't really get that good of an angle when you're up on top of that vent unit.
I mean, fair enough, I suppose, but Yeah, sure. I guess so. I really don't see the change being that dramatic. I think if anything, it's just gonna be like if you're gonna get a Ying Candela or a Ying Smoke or any smoke for that matter, where like, you can get them the same places from the just kind of standing on the vent, or you can throw them from the drop down or from the skylight and then get on the vent. I mean, or put your teammates on the vent and then. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think that Infamy just likes to defend this bomb site, and as you can see, have a very creative setup for said bomb site.
I do like this. We don't. I don't think we've seen.
K9's ready for it though.
I don't think we've seen this fireplace white stairs hold as we're seeing with Mirror right now.
Well, we haven't seen it in Pro League yet, that's for sure. This is very interesting coming out from Infamy, and you can tell they are also well-versed on Kafe just as much as they were on Oregon. Also you can tell just a little bit that Excellence is a little perplexed. They're going, where are all of the defenders? This is a top 4 defense, right? Where is everybody? And they're opening up into Library right now, spending a lot of that useful Hibana charges to get that wall open where there's no one to stop them. They don't even need to open that wall. They could just waltz on in. There's not one single defender up here at the moment. And they are patiently waiting on the... Actually, there's 2 roamers downstairs? Yeah, there are.
Neptune's in vertical.
So this is interesting. We've actually seen this from... we saw this, I think it was Rogue last season, played a ton of roaming down in the bottommost floor, and it worked great for them. Or was it Rogue? Was it Penta?
In all honesty, I don't recall.
It was Penta. So we'll see if it works out for Infamy. I mean, it's starting out pretty well here as they take out K9. That's the Thatcher gone, but the refrag almost came out. Vandal barely getting away with his life. And a nice attempt there from a man. He is going to have that Ella very lit up, which is very, it's important. She's going to be one shot, so probably not going to be winning in many engagements by herself. But if she has
I'm loving the consistency of Sledge's hammer.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, again, we were talking about Jackal's shotgun. Why would you play Buck? I mean, Sledge's hammer, why would you play Buck? Ooh, Vandal has been down. I think that was intentional. Must have been intentional, as Neptunes is going to be able to pick him up nice and easy. Still having that roam game downstairs, and 46 seconds to go. Excellence needs to make some pressure onto the actual bomb site now. I bet they're perplexed about that mirror window. Like, oh, what is that?
Yeah, they want to push into fireplace, but at the same time, they know that there's probably someone underneath. They can't.
Yeah.
I do like this slow push-up red stairs, though, that we're seeing from Infamy. They know that, generally speaking, attackers seem to favor red stairs over white stairs, and that's what Infamy's trying to take from underneath now. Now, it looks like my man will drone him out here. Gurmy's going to go for some shots from the window outside on the balcony. C4 gets tossed on out. My man coming on down. Does not have enough in the SMG-11 and misses his target, but Snake comes swinging in with the kill on Easily. Beastly will take out Fox as Snake gets taken out by Beastly. Another shot down. Neptunes picks up the kill. Vertical gets the final one, and Infamy coming in hard with round number 1.
You know what, Infamy? I have to take my hat off to you, sirs. That is
great collapse.
That is an excellent strategy there, and I just want to touch about this. It's an old strategy too. That's actually year 1, season 1 strategy that we just saw Infamy pull out there. A really old but good one that is completely dependent on retaking the bomb sites. So leaving the train and the top 4 completely open. I remember doing that way back, and it hasn't been seen since. Interestingly, it's kind of fallen out of favor, yet it never was directly countered in any way whatsoever. So having Infamy come up, I'm sure they came up with that just by their own. I say it's an old strat. It is an old strat. It's been there for a long time. But I think, honestly, from what we've seen from Infamy today, I think that was just them being innovative. And I have to applaud them for that. So well-executed defense there by Infamy, going for that complete retake and just waiting for Excellence to fall into their little trap. Now we're going to have Excellence. They are defending the much more typical top floor. This is, well, just as I said, typical what we expect to see on that first defense.
10 seconds remaining.
So this top 4 hold, we're seeing mirror windows about typically what we've seen before. Not too much of a different placement for him, have we?
Slightly dangerous placement. Not different, per se. We've seen this mirror placement a couple times. But also, it is very dangerous. Now, the reason it is a dangerous setup with those 2 mirror windows inside of Freezer facing away from Freezer is if the attackers manage to get their way into Freezer in any way, any capacity, like, for example, vaulting through the skylight with some smoke cover, like you were suggesting, then they will have complete control of the top floor. All they need to do is get into that freezer. That's it. They even have a nice little rotation hole set up for them in the white hallway, which will allow them to maneuver even more. So the second that Excellence loses control of the freezer, as long as the man advantage isn't completely in their favor, they will lose the round.
Now we are going to see Vertical up here. Capitao is going to be in his hands. And again, Capitao's crossbow arrows have also seen the same smoke buff. So not only will those arrows bypass the ADS as they always have, but they're now going to give a more solid cover that I think is going to be used for some very particular placement.
Yeah, and the most important things about those smokes is, like you said, bypassing the ADS, and that by itself is huge. But also did some experimenting with those smokes, and think about the smokes that they are now is they are orbs. So you throw a smoke grenade on the floor, or smoke a grenade on the floor, it'll create an orb, and half of that orb will be, you guessed it, inside the floor. Capitao bolts you can put on walls. So yes, still half of that orb will be in the wall, but you can position them so that more of it extends to block the visual of the defenders, and you can position them much more aptly. So Capitao smoke bolts are extremely efficient, not only because of their positioning, but also, again, like you said, getting rid of that, or passing that ADS. Nice and easy.
So here we have it. The fire and smoke arrows are going on out. There's the vault on inside. Vandal's already calling down on the cocktail lounge. It looks like Fox comes swinging in. He grabs one kill, gets taken out in commission here by Vandal here on the window. Now Vandal's going to toss in one Candela, try to move into sight. Looks as though Diffuser has been downed. Not exactly sure where exactly, but it looks as though Vandal, as you're repelled in, snagged one kill. The trade from K9 comes in. He gets down to the process, though. More flashbangs coming on out here, and it looks as though there's going to be a kill by Easily on the white stairwell. And now it's up to my man, as K9 has been injured.
Yet again, down to my man in a 1 versus 3. It's not looking good for him.
There it is. My man picks up one. He's got 2 more to go. Diffuser in the hands of Neptune's right by the A site. Now he's going to try to get this plant down right by the B site. Got the plant down.
If the Diffuser
no,
gets
he's not going to stop it. He stopped the plant, and now it's all up to Vertical. He's up on top of the roof. He's going to try to vault in, looking right at it. My man saw him. He's not just going to waste a little bit more time. 15 seconds to go. He's inside the barbed wire. He's going to move on over to the cocktail lounge in A. That's going to, oh, the Ella charge. That just went off. That gave my man a little bit of insight. He now knows he's over here. Go for the shots. He grabs the kill, and that's going to be round 1 here by my man.
A fantastic and patient clutch there by my man. The round was abso-freaking-lutely in the favor of 1nfamy there. Seemed like they had it through and through. But my man stepped up. He said, no, sir, we will not get 10-0'd. And he finally put his team on the board. Now a 1-1. Good round for Excellence.
At least it's not going to be a 10-0.
Yeah, that is the important factor there. All of the credit goes to my man. Thank you so much for that, giving your team a sliver of hope. Now the question is, will that be able to carry over into the future? Now, 1nfamy does have to defend that top floor. The question is, do they not like defending the top floor? Is that why they went into the middle floor first? Or were they just really confident in their strategy? I think that's probably the case. I think they're also going to have a nice setup here for this top floor. But if the case be that Excellence are able to push themselves into another round win here, we could see a cascade of rounds, and that would be very good for their morale. I would think that we would see a 3rd map just off of that. 1nfamy again setting themselves up on that top floor, using those new operators as best they can, even using the Legion. Now, I've heard a lot of speculation about Legion. I've heard a lot of pro players say, oh, he's not that useful. He's not going to be used in the Pro League. But here we have seen him quite a lot of times. Despite his, well, all arguments about his usefulness aside, he has been putting in some work. I think one of the things about Legion that's great is that even if his traps, they don't get many kills or they don't help all that much, even despite that fact, he's got a very good gun, and he's a 2 armor 2 speed. He's very maneuverable, yet durable. He kind of fits all the criteria.
I think one of the most, I'll call it one of the most sophisticated questions that I've gotten about Legion has been, how is he going to impact the attacker's speed of maneuver? In the sense of, yes, his traps are to help slow down the attackers, but the longer Legion stays alive, the more traps he gets. So that's going to force the attackers, or we'll call it persuade the attackers, to move faster. So how do you find that balance, I think, is what I think a lot of people want to know.
Right, yeah. I mean, trap operators in general kind of have fulfilled, like, putting a question there in the back of a lot of players' minds. since the beginning of the game. It really, well, since Frost came out, I suppose. It's just, how does the Frost Trap influence the push, and is it worth it to sacrifice a utilitarian such as Mute, for example, or Bandit? In this case, defending the top floor Cafe, you may as well. I mean, Cafe is the sort of map that a lot of these positions are easy to determine. Even Vandal sitting what you might think is this is an odd spot. No, he's going to get droned out, and he's going to get pre-fired. Even if he didn't get droned out, he would still probably be pre-fired in this spot.
Now, the C4 came from the bottom of the red stairs. That was by Beastly, and it landed onto Fox.
Oh, trap.
There he's going to try to get this trap off his foot. He's got about 5 health left. Fox, one of their top fraggers, one of their entry fraggers, especially on the Ash, will be down to 5.
That's very dangerous. He has to hit nothing but headshots to be any influence at all in this round. Snake Nade going to come in and not see Vandal. So Vandal will get a kill.
He's going to grab that 1 kill. Wow. That's what 51 bullets in an SMG will do for you. Vandal picks up 1 and then gets traded out here by Fox.
Now the damage is done, though. Only 60 seconds here, and 1 attacker for 1 defender. I'd say that's a good trade for
you took out the Ying, so I'd say that's a well-placed trade.
No
Fox still down to 5. K9 going to have that diffuser. Gurmy's trying to move in from the cigar lounge now. You still have Easily, who's out there by the ace site, by the cocktail lounge, with gas grenade in hand, ready to toss it on over. Nade comes on through by his teammate, I want to say, and that's going to force him to move on over towards Piano. There's the gas grenade. That's going to help stop him. Gurmy's going to try to get a little bit closer, see if he can get an angle in towards Freezer, where Neptune's is sitting at the moment.
Ooh,
looks as though Fox gets his second headshot, still with 5 health on the board. He's now moving on over, going to try to rush in. 1 shot to the head, and he will go down. Neptune tags 1. He's now have 0 impact grenades, but still 1 goo left to go. He's going to toss on over right into the doorway. Spots K9, gets it down. 5 seconds to go. Gurmy, he's got to get in. He downed 1. He's got 2 more to go. And it looks as though Neptune knows exactly where it is. He's going to go for the shots here, and it looks as though the pistol will come out. Neptune moves on over, gets the kill, and 1nfamy will take round number 3.
That looked like a pretty solid win there for 1nfamy. I have no idea, by the way. I just want to say, what the heck happened to K9? Why did he start moving? Oh, he was getting shot from below. Okay. So, yeah, obviously K9 getting shot from below through those floorboards. Excellence kind of attacking in the very, I just want to call it stereotypical way. This is how we attack Cafe top floor. We come in through Cigar, and we walk in through the Cigar doorway into the main bar, and we plant right inside. And, of course, 1nfamy, as is typical, had the floorboards opened up. And because Excellence did not put in the effort necessary to clear out those roamers from below earlier in the round, well, that's all she wrote, really. Now, Excellence going to be going on to their defense of the middle floor. Now, of course, we will almost certainly not see a bottom floor defense on this particular map because, ladies and gentlemen, the kitchen and bakery defense on this map is absolute garbage. It is super hard to defend, and almost no team will dare venture into that territory. So typically we'll see these top 2 floors played almost exclusively.
We are seeing K9 pick up a Rook, which I know was one of his key operators back when he was in the squad, or in the scene. So right now, they've opted to forego the Mira.
Hang on, is he going to spawn peek? Can we get K9 spawn peeking just to like round it out, finish the picture? And it looks like he's not going to go for it. That's unfortunate. But yeah, no, K9 back onto his Rook, and he's not even going for the dock. He loves his Rook. Now, one of the great liberating things about Rook is you put down that armor pack and you are, well, like I said, liberated. You're free to do as you please. You don't have to worry about anything at all. You've gotten your utility down. It's over, man. You're not Doc. You don't need to stay alive. You don't have a bunch of stim pistols to keep your team in the fight. You've put down your armor. You've done your due diligence. And so you can do whatever the heck you please. And that's a really nice feeling as a player, just having that freedom of will. So 1nfamy going to be starting to open up those windows on the south side. They're also going to be positioning themselves on the roof, looking for any opportunity they can. But of course, this is Cafe we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very typical map. Usually plays out in the same way, whether it be for the defenders or the attackers here. 1nfamy is going to start taking control of this top floor. Then they're going to move their way downstairs, and they are going to use the vertical presence from this top floor control to kill some anchors if possible. Although it seems like we might see from Excellence something along the lines of what we were seeing from 1nfamy. Not to the same extent, of course. We are having a lot more Excellence pressure in the middle floor, but They are going for a retake strategy. Not quite as vertical, more horizontal, but still a retake strategy, and that is something to be admired.
Ooh, and my man back on the white stairs will take out vertical. That's also going to be their Twitch drone.
Yeah, that's a good start to this round for Excellence. You know, when you have that defense that only 1 minute left to attack it for 1nfamy, and they don't really have a lot worked out for them so far in this round. 1nfamy is looking like they're in a precarious position here. All Excellence really needs to do is wait. They've got a prickly defense set up, and all I have to do is, again, have that patience.
Yeah, this vertical gameplay that 1nfamy is trying to lay down onto Excellence from above is honestly, it's not going in their favor. They cannot find the defenders and where they're located.
There's only one anchor, so, and K9's playing all the way deep inside Train. He's perfectly safe.
He can't really be seen.
Well, he can, but you know, getting that angle is difficult.
Yes.
And he can just kind of dance around in the back of Train and usually avoid enough damage to the amount of damage that is necessary to kill him.
So 25 seconds to go. BC's going to be coming down the red stairs. Fox is going to come up from the same stairwell. They are going to get into a little bit of a skirmish here. Beastly might not hear him because Fox is moving quite slow. He's walking his way up, and he now hears Bex moving. So he's going to go on up here momentarily to see if he can pick someone off. You now have Beastly actually gone on through. The Candelas are going on out. We've got one injured down. That's going to be Vandal. Beastie picks up the kill there on a Snake. Now he's going to try to move in and go for the plant, but it does not happen. And my man gets the final kill to win round number 4. That's going to go in the hands of Excellence. It's now 2-2 here on Kafe.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what happened there? Time wasted, time wasted, time wasted. Unfortunate there from 1nfamy. They just did not commit early enough. I mean, you saw, once they did start actually going for those fights, they were successful. They were putting themselves in a great position to win the round. They just didn't have enough time, and that's all it really came down to. Spent too much time clearing out the top floor. There was only one player even remotely close to the top floor. It was my man, and he was playing on the interim of the white stairs, so not even on the top floor. However, I do like this. I'm happy that Excellence is managing to put up a fight here on Kafe. Of course, this is their map pick, so rightfully so, right? But I do want to see that map number 3 on Clubhouse. We'll see how that will play out. I think, honestly, Excellence, if we make it to Clubhouse, I feel like Excellence would have the edge. Now, 2-2, 1nfamy going on to their preferred bomb site. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you are only just joining us, 1nfamy likes to go into the real room dining train room. This is what they enjoy doing. Now, what they like to, how they like to set themselves up here is go for a full retake strategy. Open up the bomb site rather than, you know, kind of reinforcing it off like we saw Excellence do just prior. And go ahead and play downstairs, as is usually ignored by the attackers, and towards the reading room. It gives them a lot of flexibility and ability to retake via the stairs. Again, positions that are usually ignored by the attackers. Now, arguably, it's easy for the attackers to cut them off, but the resources you have to expend in order to cut off those rotations are just exponential and honestly not worth it when it comes down to it. Usually you're just going to have the attackers, even seeing this strategy, having played against it, keep going for that top floor attack. And I think that is what 1nfamy is counting on.
Are we going to have my man pull a noted?
I think they actually made it so you can't do that anymore, but it's
well, just crawling on through in any case. But yes, you can no longer go prone like you
can't do the insta thing.
Correct.
You can just prone and unprone, and you're inside the building. That was a really cool trick. That will, you know, it's weird. Things like that, they're going to kind of just fall into oblivion. It's the sort of thing that you don't see anymore, and people won't think much of it. But it was a really nifty trick that will just, it's dead now. Remember the insta-prone. Anyway, my man's just going to go in, he's going to shoot a camera, and he's going to go on out. Looking for those roamers that they know to exist. That is exactly why Excellence has brought the Jackal. They also have K9 staring at this Jaeger, marking for his teammates, and that will prompt Vertical to go back up these lobby stairs and seek the safety of his own bomb site.
Now, we are about halfway done on this round. My man, the Jackal, who should be, I would assume, inside trying to get his footsteps, trying to sniff out those footsteps, is still outside by the park alley or by the river docks.
Yeah, and there's only half the round left, so Excellence needs to make some pressure happen fast. They're only now just getting the most important cam for the defenders on this entire map. They
are going to be clearing out the entire top floor. There are no defenders up here.
Has that mean, okay, so that flashbang is wasted resources, but more importantly, it means that the attackers haven't droned out the entire top floor efficiently, which is just, well, wasting more time.
And if they haven't droned out the top floor, which is already clear, it means they obviously have not droned out the main floor, which is the main location of all these defenders. So right now, I mean, 1nfamy is sitting nice. They're underneath, waiting for the red stairs bottom push, which we are going to see easily trying to forego. You also, I believe, we did have Vandal, I think that was on the white stairs. He's right here on the white stairs, bottom of it, waiting for it to push on down. That looks like it might be K9. There it is. K9 holding on to the diffuser.
See that Ela charge? That's going to detonate as soon as any attacker starts to progress down white stairs on the bit above him, and that's going to prompt him into action, which is just fantastic. Love that setup.
Ooh, now Beastie heard the drop here. K9 waiting for it. Not quite sure exactly where it is, but Vertical picks up 1 kill there onto Snake. Onto Gurmy. Snake will fall to the shotgun by Neptunes. That's going to be Mira's shotgun. Ash also goes down by Fox, and Neptune gets another kill here. K9 gets a trade there on a Beastie. It's not going to be a 4-on-1. K9 last man alive. He's going to be outside on the red carpet. He downed 1, but Vertical gets the double kill to end the round. Round 5 going to 1nfamy.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is time? Yet again, a team loses a round on Cafe Attack due to spending way, way too much of it attacking the top floor when that is clearly not the objective in mind. So, Excellence, again, clearing out that top floor. They took more than half the round to do so, and there was not one defender from 1nfamy upstairs. They were still setting themselves up in a 3-2 split between the middle floor and the bottom floor. Now, you could tell very clearly, Excellence did put pressure onto that bottom floor. They were counting on it, expecting it, and they tried to counter it directly by attacking. But they didn't fully commit to that take. They didn't fully commit to, let's hunt down the basement roamers. Let's get rid of them. Let's make that a null factor. Here you can see Neptunes, of course, having a great game today. 8 kills, that's very impressive. Only 5 rounds in. Anyway, Excellence did not commit enough to taking down those roamers downstairs. And because they committed half-heartedly, they spent a lot of time on that, then going up to the top floor, even less time to execute your attack from an upstairs position. It was just, unfortunately, a little bit of an indecision problem for Excellence there on that last round, causing 1nfamy to have a distinct advantage, and they capitalized on that just through nothing other than patience, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm really happy with how 1nfamy has been holding that train room, that mining room and dining or fireplace room. Because what a lot of people obviously think, they think, okay, let's hold upstairs, let's make sure they can't play that vertical game. But the downstairs has 3 stairwells as opposed to 2.
Yep.
That allows so much more rotation and ability to come up and down your floors. They're holding that downstairs like a boss, and that's exactly what they're going to be utilizing those steps for.
Yeah, and here comes the run.
Oh, Fox gets it down, but then falls, gets traded out. He actually took out the Thatcher, which arguably might have been a very good kill.
I mean, as long as he's got all 3 of his cameras down, that was definitely worth it. And more importantly, that's a morale hit there for 1nfamy. That is a great run out from Fox A, in my opinion. Now, yeah, no, the defense of that middle floor from 1nfamy is not only strategically sound for the reasons that you cited, but also, for me personally, just a little bit of a, it's really, I don't know, it's beautiful. It's the sort of strategy that I as a player from my days back, way back, I found safety in that strategy on a map that I was unfamiliar with. And it is a really sound one that, again, it didn't get phased out of the meta because it ceased to be useful or was directly countered. It got phased out of the meta because people stopped thinking about it. They just didn't want to do that strategy. They started thinking too much about other strategies and the top floor, you know? And I really do like that I like the way that 1nfamy has implemented it into their gameplay. Snake Nade gonna get marked out here.
I like
how nice phase there from Snake Nade.
Yeah, that was a nice little stray fire there. We saw them from Snake. I am really appreciating 1nfamy's inability, or we'll call it lack of, following the standard meta. Not doing another cookie cutter strategy here.
Yeah,
they are doing different things and it's working for them.
I wouldn't call them incapable of following it. I think they're just choosing not to. They're very decisive in their own manner of play, and yeah, like you said, it's a thing to appreciate, really, truly. So, 1nfamy does have the man disadvantage here, but they have opened up these mirror windows, which means that, as you can see here, the last 4 defenders from Excellence are kind of pinned all the way over on the A bomb site and the white stairs. That's all they really have to work with here. So as soon as 1nfamy starts attacking or aggressing on this, they are going to be in a good position. You can see Oh, wow. Actually, that is a smart play there by K9, opening up that mirror window for his teammates, because it could have been used by Neptunes later in the round if he had managed to take control of Freezer.
Yeah, and you had talked about how having those mirror windows outwards facing of each other is a dangerous thing to do, a very risky move. That's exactly what I think K9 recognized and opened it up. Now, Vertical did trigger that ice cream cone, as some call it there, by Ella. He's now going to trap K9 inside of the freezer. Candelas are going out. My man and Gurmy each pick up a kill. Vertical gets a trade, though, and K9, last man's going to be Vertical. There's 7 seconds left to go. He's got to give my man. He misses the target, and that's going to be Excellence now securing round 6, 3-3 at the moment.
Oh, back and forth between these two teams. Absolutely fantastic map here. Clearly, clearly Excellence has a better grasp of Kafe than they did of Oregon, and we are getting the match that we all deserved, I think. Now, 1nfamy, they are going to be going up to the bar cocktail lounge. Now, I want to touch on that last attack, though, for a second. 1nfamy just clearly did not, they're falling into the commonplace, what we saw there in that last round. That just the very standard meta that is to be expected. Now, they got a little bit unlucky with some of their aggression on the windows, like, for example, on Snake Nade early on, but despite that, they should have had. I'm expecting to see innovative strategy from what we, something new, something fresh from 1nfamy. That's what they've been showing us all day, and it just wasn't happening there on that last attack. It was just kind of falling into the common, and that's disappointing to see. Now, 1nfamy going to go up into the top 4 yet again. We talked about. They're going to be setting themselves up very differently from what we've been seeing from Excellence. Especially, one thing of note is that they do not have that mirror. That's a big difference on a bomb side like this. The mirror can, honestly, I feel like most of the time is very useful for the defenders. It wasn't, of course, all that useful for Excellence last round, as there was a well-versed Twitch on the 1nfamy side of things. But still, it's odd to see no mirror on the top 4.
So we're going to see these Legion traps go down. One we saw right by the mini bar and piano, the other on the halfway walk of the red stairs working its way down. And again, for those that are unfamiliar or not too familiar with these new operators, Legion's trap does turn invisible. Not completely. I'd say about a 95% opacity.
It's noticeable, but it's, when you're walking around, you're fighting people, yeah, you're not going to see it. It is very, very difficult to spot. And I think that a well-placed Legion can be extremely effective against an enemy team, but it all comes down to the Legion player. Yeah, no, honestly, it just all comes down to the Legion player. A lot of people have been saying, oh, he's not going to be that useful in Pro League, but I think it just comes down to nothing but the Legion player. His positioning skills matter. With a lot of things like Ella, for example, your positioning skills matter, but not that much, because, you have to be right on top of that Legion mine in order to trigger it, whereas in Hella has like, what was it, 4-meter radius? That's kind of ridiculous. You can throw it in the general direction and it will detonate on that attacker, so slightly less. Although I will say Legion's pretty easy overall as an operator. I mean, you throw your 7 traps, you're good to go.
Now Fox has managed to make his way into the top of the red stairs over towards Cigar. Snake trying to drone out for him. Now I don't think he knows. He sees the Valk cam, but I don't think he actually killed the goo trap. And that will tag onto one of his teammates. Not exactly sure who. Might have been my man.
It's not going to slow him up too much. Just a couple seconds, a little bit of damage. Not that big of a deal. Grenades coming out. He's going to miss, actually. But that was intended to clear out barbed wire so that they can make this push oh so much easier. The Habana holes in the wall towards Piano look to be a little bit bad. That's unfortunate. 1nfamy still has a very good position here, and only, again, 1 minute to hold out. They don't even have mirror windows to worry about in case they got opened on accident somehow. All they really need to do is hold these hard angles. Easily going to get 1 kill onto Snake Nade through said hard angle, and that's a very good start to this engagement.
Now the gas grenades are going to push basically the attackers away from that cigar door, making sure they can't necessarily get in right away, allowing the defenders to rotate around, change up the information that the attackers had already achieved. Second gas grenade goes on out, pushing Excellence back yet again, stalling out a little bit more time. 35 seconds on the clock. Looks like another goo trap might have gone off. And now the wall into freezer gets opened up. That's going to be a nice little pinch point. They're going to try to get, I think that's easily inside of the freezer. They're try to keep him in there.
Tick-tock goes the clock. There's only 20 seconds to go. They have to push now.
They do. Fox is going to be inside of the piano room. We are going to spot a nice push from Cigar, but it's like Beastly stops and prevents it. My man picks up the kill on a Vandal, and as Fox hops on over, he gets taken out by the C4. K9 gets the kill with L87 or L85 on a vertical. He's actually been hit by the goo mine. He's got to stop, wait a few seconds, get it on out. He's actually going to go for the kill. He, however, will not get all the counts, and that will mean that 1nfamy secures this top floor, taking it 4-3.
And you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, those goo traps being used extremely well by 1nfamy. Applaud, absolutely deserving. I love the way that he used almost all of his goo traps in that white hallway. It slowed K9 down so much and in such a crucial moment in that round. Imagine K9. What a great player. He has had ace clutches before on that top floor of Kafe, if you recall, back to his very first Pro League match ever. Imagine K9, not goo trapped, not barbed wire, able to run into the last remaining defenders, gets all the headshots that are necessary, and clutches out the round for his team, instead putting his team on 4-3. Those goo traps can be argued for being one of the huge contributing factor in that winning of the defense. And I say this specifically because, again, a lot of people have said Lesion might not be all that useful in Pro League, and I think he's proving himself useful in that specific instance. Of course, comes down to the Lesion. It's
about the player placement. Oftentimes, as a Lesion, you'll stick down 2 or 3 traps towards the very beginning, but you'll get to the later parts of the round, you'll realize that you have 4 traps to still lay down because they accumulate over time. So if you're waiting to that last moment, but your Lesion is not in a position to actually put them down effectively, that's going to be where Lesion doesn't necessarily become an impact player.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Foxay just losing one of his pre-placed cameras that everyone will now use 100% in ranked, and it will be shot from here on out. It landed on that nice little window on the far southwest wall. No, yeah, south wall. Gotta see where that one landed. That's gotta be a nice camera for him, covering that entire south side of the building. Oh, look at that, it's beautiful. I'm sure it's been used a couple times before, but now it is common knowledge. I like the way he used it. I like the way he threw it, too. Snake Nade gonna go for that aggressive C4. Not gonna find his target. That's unfortunate there for Snake Nade. A little bit of a waste of utility, but a risk is worth it usually. He is gonna be playing aggressive in piano. This actually worked out for him last time. Gonna fall off the angle though.
Yeah, last time I think he had picked off Vertical, who was repelled onto the piano windows. This time, however, it is gonna be Beastly trying to challenge this. And they looks as though Easily and Beastly are going to try to pinch in when that might be inside of that piano room corner. However, it looks as though Snake was able to escape with his life for the time being.
So 1nfamy and Excellence both falling into a little bit of an old strategy here on Kafe. The tried and true, the expected. Having the defenders defend the middle floor from the top floor, trying to stall out as long as possible. And they are stalling successfully, by the way. Half the round has already progressed. Meanwhile, the 1nfamy taking the top floor, trying to attack the middle floor via the top floor. As expected, this is very common. We are going to see Excellence fall off extremely quickly, though. Wasting time is their only concern, as it seems.
Wasting time and utility here, so Easily trying to throw a nade
frag
out to where I believe Fox had been spotted. He already dropped, got out of the town. Now they're going to waste more time, more utility, trying to find out where these Excellence players are hiding.
So 1nfamy's done this before, and it didn't work out for them last time. They really need to crunch these numbers on the time and force out this push now-ish. And there's a minute on the clock, and a lot of you are saying, oh, no rush, Kickstart. Take your time. Let them execute the way they want to execute. But they have all the control that they're going to get, and they're not going to get, I seriously doubt they're going to get a pick via this control. In fact, it's going to work against them. A nice shot from K9 onto Easily is going to put them back a buck. It's a good start there for Excellence, and it looks like they're going for that overtime.
Ooh, now my man actually has line of sight out of the window. I think Beastly saw him, goes for the shots, misses. He's got to reload this and allow my man to escape. Fox, however, is close on the cubby wall. I don't think there's a hole in it for him to actually get through, but there is enough for him to see through at the foot level. The SMG-11 comes out by Gurmy, takes out Vandal. That's going to be coming out from Smoke, and I believe we are going to see Neptune try to swing on in. He grabs K9. He's got control of the train room now as Gurmy's going to be stuck inside of B. Snake's inside of the reading room, a man on the half stairs. Beastly going to try to get this plant down with 7 seconds. He gets taken out by Gurmy. What an angle. Vertical moves in, takes out Foxy, takes out my man. Now a 2-on-2, 1 second to go, he goes for the plant, and he gets it down. Looks like Vertical goes for the pistol kill to Snake. Can he get it? Oh! He's gonna stop it, but Neptunes will get up a little bit too late. Gurmy comes in loud with a double kill, and that's gonna be Excellence taking this to overtime, 4-4.
What a chaotic last couple of seconds to that round. Back and forth, one throw after one clutch after one throw after another. It's just complete chaos, and just barely Excellence manages to come out on top, putting us into overtime.
I got to think of what happened to Snake there. He hopped up on top of the mining device, but he just missed.
I don't think he ADS'd. I think he just tried to hip fire it. That's probably what happened there. A little bit of unfortunate events. Snake should have had that through and through when he vaulted onto the wheel, but that's okay. They did end up, Excellence did end up winning the round in the end, and that's what matters the most. Now, we are having Excellence going on to the defense first. They are going to opt for their bar cocktail. I want to go backwards for a second, though, before we move on to these future rounds. Again, what was it that cost Infamy that round, ladies and gentlemen? Say it with me. It was time. It was freaking time. They spent way too much of it going for that top 4 control. They even lost a man doing it for no apparent reason. And I feel like this is the sort of thing that could be avoided. Infamy knows that they cannot waste all this time upstairs.
What do you think is the cause of this slowdown from the attackers?
I think it's just them being cautious. Of course it's being cautious. I mean,
is it being cautious because of new operators,
well,
because of new meta, or what?
You could attribute it to a lot of things. You could attribute it to the new operators. You could attribute it to the fact that it was 3-4 and they were on the verge of just locking it out in a 2-0. A spectacular victory for Infamy, just walking away completely with their heads held high, victorious. And they got a little cautious. They got a little scared.
Now a good cam here by Fox. He's going to spot 2 up on the balcony. Spots Neptune close, and that means here comes a C4 tossed out. Misses its target, and that's going to be enough of an aggression push here by Fox.
A little premature there by Foxy. That's all right. He's going to get droned out, of course, by Infamy, and Neptune's doing some, I think, gymnastics there on the snow. That was very impressive. I have to hand it to him. I don't think I could do that with my body. Looks like it's going to be a primarily east side take here from Infamy, which we don't see very often. This is the mix-up we want to see. However, as you can see, Excellence has set themselves up to counter this. And it's truly unfortunate if Infamy can't work through that counter. Oh, what a nade!
Good nade by Beastly out there on the east windows by the cocktail lounge.
That was well cooked there.
Recognizing that there's no Jaeger on Excellence, they're just like, hey, why not toss a grenade?
He just threw that through 2 different walls. That is very impressive, I have to say. Now, they still have a lot to work on here. Of course, those holes underneath the windows they are repelled on prevent their actual rappel into the building. There's also a pulse underneath. So if they manage to make it past the initial holes, they've got to deal with a pulse ready to see for them using his heartbeat sensor and the cameras from his teammates from below. He's got all the maneuverability.
You've got a Valkyrie camera as well as Ella's ice cream by those cocktail windows, so it's not going to be an easy feat to get in. They also don't have a Thatcher to throw on the rooftop by the window, so therefore those devices will stay unless they can somehow get rid of it from underneath.
I think what Infamy needs to do here is get rid of that Foxay playing inside Cigar and then start pressuring from the east side of the building. Oh, they're just going to go for a vault in. Is that what it is? Just a straight vault in? The fire arrow was a little bit late there. Foxay's managed to make his way in, and he is going to take out Beastly on the incline.
Nice job by Fox moving out from the Cigar Lounge. Now that's all the utility by Vertical, by the Capital, gone. However, the C4 from Snake will land on the Vandal. Neptune gets a trade, though. He has been disoriented here. There's 35 seconds left to go. Plenty of time here for the attackers, but with K9 and my man still left alive, arguably 2 of their best players, they will need to make this push happen soon. Vertical is still going to try to cover or have Overwatch from above this skylight. Spots my man over on top of the Cigar. Throws a flashbang over. There's going to be a little skirmish here between Easily and my man. Looks like my man will bite the bullets. Now it's all up to K9 inside. He gives away his position, spots Vertical, but Neptune is going to be the one to take off his head, and Infamy goes up 5-4 after the first round of overtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. We're going to see Infamy defend the middle floor now. And they have been absolutely successful on that middle floor defense. There hasn't been one. I don't think there's been even an iota of a success for in any way for Excellence attacking onto that middle floor bomb site. And here it is, Fireplace Mining coming out from 1nfamy. I think we're going to see a 2-0 here. I said incline earlier. I meant ingress. Goddamn. But yeah, I don't think Excellence has been hard pressed on this map. They've been really fighting tooth and nail here, and they have put up a heck of a fight. But I think that what it really comes down to is 1nfamy having a very well oiled defense strategy for this middle bomb site. That's it.
I think yes. Props to 1nfamy for having a tremendous defense. I think Excellence might be lacking a little bit on their mid-game counter strategy. We don't see.
I don't see any mid-game counter-strategy from either of these teams is the thing. I've seen variations in strategy from both of them, but I haven't seen counter-strategy specifically. I feel like they're bringing out new things here today. Of course, not many VODs to review because the VODs from last seasons they're all outdated at this point. But you know, so no VODs to review. It's all going to come down to strategy and counter-strategy, or sorry, just strategy, no counter-strategy. I mean, if you have a strategy that you know to counter what you're seeing from the enemy team, sure, employ it. But neither of these teams seem to have those in hand, at least. I don't know. I think it really just... Oh, actually, 1nfamy's mixing up their strat a little bit. They're changing things up just ever so slightly. I want to see how they're actually going to... I'm more interested to see, to be honest, how Excellence is going to attack this bomb site, because they, again, completely unsuccessful so far.
We do have one member from 1nfamy top side, and I believe that was Vandal. Last time he was on the white stairs, I believe, at the southeast end of the map. And this time, we'll have to see where he's there. He's still on those white stairwell, and he's just going to be playing up and down those stairs, making sure that he's able to just lay pressure on this top floor without getting too risky. There's still plenty of time here. However, we are going to see Excellence push in from the second floor red carpet. They're realizing they need to push into the reading room. Beastly's realizing, okay, he's got to back on out of here. He's being droned in the process, gets flashbanged, and now Snake has control of this red room.
Such an aggressive push there from Excellence, and I think that was exactly what they needed, taking control of the other side of the middle floor.
Yep. Now, Beastly is going to be up here. He looks like, no, that's K9 getting that kill on a Vandal. Looks as though my man moves in forward. He picks the kill there on a vertical. 1nfamy might not be able to hold this floor down. Looks like we might have seen Excellence finally get their strategy together. Easily finally gets one here for the defenders, but Gurmy gets that trade nice and easy. K9 takes off Neptune's head. It's all to Beastly. He's now here on the white stairs where my man was previously, and with 1:20 to go, he's got a lot of ground and a lot of killing to do.
He's going to get Fox A, though. This is going to be a nice
right there, lands right on him with a knife kill.
Mario.
And there's going to be K9 with the wonderful, wonderful trade. And now that's going to be Excellent, finally putting an end to 1nfamy's mining room and train room hold.
What an attack there. What an incursion from Excellence. You could see them, they just exploded into the building. Coming from the east side, prioritizing control over that reading room. And having that, they pretty much had the opportunity to... They could poise themselves to attack onto any other factor of the 1nfamy defense, and that is just so wise. I love the way that Excellence executed there. And now they get to defend Bar Cocktail again, which arguably is pretty easy to defend. 1nfamy got a little bit lucky on their last attack. They got a couple lucky nades, couple of lucky frags here and there. They might not be so lucky again a second time in a row. Excellence hasn't brought a Jaeger this time. You know, they haven't learned their lesson, at least in that regard. But I seriously doubt they're going to get a nade cook in the face this time. And you can see here, there's pretty much of a little bit of an askew scoreboard there for 1nfamy specifically. Some players stepping up. Unfortunately, it's not enough as again, it's 5-5. 1nfamy's got to push just ever so much harder and burn the little bit whatever they've got left here on Kafe to deny that third map, which would be Clubhouse. Again, I really do feel like Excellence would be very much more suited towards Clubhouse. I feel like if it makes it to Clubhouse, 1nfamy's dreams will be a little bit squandered.
Now we're going to see Fox try to get a camera out on the side of the wall here and potentially go for a similar C4 toss. Now he's realizing, okay, no one started out here on the north end of the map by the river docks. However, he is just taking one last final peek to see if someone's going to get up on the windowsill here, and no, there's not going to be someone. So therefore, Fox will keep his camera there, keep his C4 in hand.
This is some very valuable information getting gathered from Fox A early in these rounds on his Valkyrie.
So a lot of people will say, I need to know where the team is if I want to get my information. But there's also the fact of if you know where the team is not, that the enemy is not, that's also some valuable information. Fox's cam out there can tell the team, can tell his team that the enemy is not on the windowsills by Cocktail Lounge. That means it's going to be viable for you to be there as a defender.
I got a hunch. I think I'm going to call Excellence taking this one home. Infamy is stalling out on their attack here. You could tell they're being very cautious. They're only on rappels and skylights on the roof right now. They haven't made any serious progress towards taking this round in any notable way. It's almost half a round now as more drones start to come out from the Infamy lineup. This does not bode well for Infamy's attack here.
Yeah, these are some good cameras here. We just spotted out by Fox, and now Infamy, with only half the round to go, does need to start getting inside of the map and progressing onto at least some portion of this top floor. Again, this is the round 11. This is the final round of this map. Winner will take this and either move in, we will move into the third and final map, or this could be it, depending on who wins. Easley's going to rappel on down towards, I believe that's going to be the train room side of the map.
This maneuver from Easley is extremely time-consuming. He's trying to go for the roamers he knows to be underneath, but again, that's going to take a lot of time to do.
Yep. 60 seconds to go. It looks like it's going to come down to a skirmish in the final moments with, like you said, how slowly this is progressing here for Infamy.
You can see Snake Nate just waiting to deny that diffuse plant, and he's got his C4 primed and ready. There doesn't seem to be anyone coming for him just yet, although it is, I believe, in the Infamy plan.
You can see that Piano Room has been taken over by Infamy. They are trying to work their way in. K9 gets injured inside of the freezer. My man picks up the kill there on the Beastly, though. And with a 4 on, we'll call it 4 at the moment, 30 seconds to go, we are going to have to see Infamy move in. Now, what they need to be wary about is going to be those Ella charges, those ice cream cones, which we see Neptune's getting hit by right now. That's going to be an indicator that, hey, we need those C4 toss, Snake. We need them moving in. Look for it. There go the Candelas. Neptune's moving in. We also have Buck that's easily moves in. He takes out K9, who was injured. Neptune grabs one. Gurmy gets the trade, though. It's a 2-on-3, 7 seconds to go. Diffuser in the hands of Neptune. He's trying to get the plant down. He's going to go right there. Oh, but it looks like a good shot by Gurmy. He's trying to find it. It looks like we will have Excellence hold down this top floor site. We are going to go to Clubhouse for our third and final map.
So, an entirely too cautious round from Infamy is going to end up costing them the map as a whole. I feel like, in general, they just got a little too antsy there towards the end. Not what we were expecting. I mean, not what we were seeing from them throughout the rest of the day. They've been very aggressive. They've been very confident in their play, and just something happened on that last round. I think they've got, the pressure got to them and they shut down a little bit. They're thinking to themselves, wow, we're going to beat Excellence. We're going to do this. And it just
I don't think they played their style from what we saw at the beginning of Cafe. I don't think they played that style at the end of Cafe. They, like you said, they got too cautious. They said, okay, we need to slow it down. But really, they didn't. They needed to keep their current pace, the pace that they had to take those first few rounds on Cafe.
Right. Now, if they had just played to their advantage, to their strengths, I feel like it would have been through and through. The strategy that they employed on the middle bomb site was exactly what they needed to push themselves forward. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that map, some of the awesome frags that we got to see today. This was a little bit of a
skirmish back and forth.
Our production just loves to highlight these, but honestly, definitely worth it. He knows he made a mistake. He shook his head. He's accepting of it. They did end up winning the map, and that's what really matters. This is, by the way, Infamy's first time defending that middle bomb site, and you can see it in its full success, how it's supposed to be defended.
Now, we are going to have, again, this went to the 11th round. There's going to be a lot of clips
this
here.
From a man.
We've seen how many kills and how many trades back and forth so far, and this is only round 2.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, this has been a fantastic showing of both of these teams' skill back and forth. And again, I think that kill right there where we saw there into the cigar lounge, that highlighted the importance of having that 51-round magazine.
Going on to Clubhouse, Infamy is a pretty strategic team. When I talk to them, they are super strat heavy, especially since Easley joined the roster. Clubhouse might favor them in that regard. However, the thing about Clubhouse, and we've talked about this before, it's a map that is fallen out of the meta. It is way out of the meta. No, people don't really like playing it anymore. It's not in the fashion, you know. It's not what people enjoy to bring themselves. So What this map is essentially going to come down to, through and through, is which team has practiced it more in recent times. Because it's entirely possible, and nay, probable, that one of these two teams has put in exactly 0 hours in the last couple months on Clubhouse. I bet you, I couldn't say which, but it's just very probable. I honestly expect to see one of these teams get completely stomped on Clubhouse. Not sure which, but one of them. Because, I mean, we saw it in the finals, last season finals with Penta. I mean, it's usually, it's a map that gets ignored.
Yeah. Like you said, it's a map that gets ignored that people think, oh, this worked in the past. We already know everything about this map because it's been so well sought after before.
Yeah.
But new operators.
New meta.
New meta brings in a new vibe to each and every map, and I think that's what some teams overlook from time to time.
And one thing about Rainbow Six Siege that is, I think, a little bit, some people can lose track of this, and it can be deceiving, is that no matter how much you understand any one particular map, any one particular operator, that understanding can always change. It can be manipulated, it can be altered, it can, well, completely take a roundabout turn and show you something new. So on a map like Clubhouse that has been completely explored and all the avenues are, you know, investigated, I think it's wise to assume that one of these two teams is going to show us something new today.
Do you think that with the introduction of these traps that we now have, these mobile traps we'll call it, with Ella or with Legion, we might start to see a little bit more of an off-site defense?
It's entirely possible. I think that with the traps, you're opening yourselves up to a lot more of those options. I would say that I say we're probably going to see more aggressive defense. I don't know if we're going to see completely roam heavy on the basement. I know that's what you're asking, but I don't know if we're going to. It's possible. But I think maybe like seeing an Ella, for example, playing on the basement stairs. You can throw those Ellas right above the stairs where the attackers can't shoot it without actually without detonating it, without being exposed to you as the defender ready to pounce. So there's a lot of opportunities to use those traps in a smart way on a map like Clubhouse, and I think we're going to see some creative stuff.
I think so as well. I think with these new operators, with this new meta in town, that we are going to see some brand new ways of actually playing Clubhouse, and it might reinstill some we'll call it confidence in people to replay this map and to actually explore it a little bit more and take a second look. I mean, how many times have we seen teams just overlook the bar and gaming room in Chalet? And then we now see that as a very viable bomb site.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll fan the tinders upon the logs, and we'll see Clubhouse run anew in the meta. But I doubt it. I think maybe with Ying, you know, Ying, because the thing is, I think of all the operators, I would say Ying in general is probably the least influential, just in overall in the game, from the 3 new operators that were added. But on a map like Clubhouse, especially, and probably in the Pro League, I feel like she's going to be up there in terms of her usefulness. Specifically Clubhouse Basement. Specifically Clubhouse Basement. And even Clubhouse First Floor. She's going to be giving you a lot of options with those smokes and with those candelas. It's just so close quarters. There's not a lot of room to breathe. You're not dodging a candela in basement of Clubhouse. You're going to get caught by that. And you're going to have to be able to survive until you can see again. So, who knows? I mean,
well, we haven't really seen yet from the Candelas and from the Ying plays. We'll talk about this as we get underway, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the 3rd and final map of this series between Excellence Gaming and 1nfamy. Let's head on in, see those operator selections as we do get underway with Clubhouse. Again, first map was on to Oregon. 1nfamy took that. Second map was Kafe Dostoyevsky, and we just saw Excellence take a 6-5 victory in that. But what I want to get up at is with Ying, we haven't, at least maybe I might have overlooked it, but I haven't seen Ying use her candelas as a fuse charge type, or fuse charge-esque like device. We will typically just see them rolled in or tossed in like a grenade.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably been used and we haven't noticed it once or twice off camera, you know, somewhere where we can't quite spot it. But I agree. I think for the most part, Yings prefer to just kind of toss them. I feel like it's a lot more versatile that way. Normally, when you're in a situation where you can put it on like a fuse charge, you actually don't want to, because that means there's a defender on the other side of that, directly on the other side of that wall. And better to indirectly announce your presence by throwing it, bouncing it around a corner, than putting it on the wall and saying, hey, shoot this, shoot me here. or I am playing over by this location. You know, it is kind of a bit of a marker, even more so than throwing the thing.
10 seconds left.
So it's, I think, wise for Yings to not opt for that option.
5 seconds to
But
go.
hey, you know, you're gonna see it a couple times here and there.
Attackers
So
have recovered
1nfamy
their
going
defuse.
into the basement, they're not surprising us with a bar defense, unlike on Kafe. They don't have any spectacular strategies, I assume, for that bomb site. Well, there aren't many options from what we've seen in the past, but of course, again, times change.
What I am kind of surprised about, and I had anticipated seeing a lot more IQ play. We haven't seen IQ chosen once yet.
I think
today.
that's Ying's fault. I think Ying is bedazzling a little bit here. She's useful. I don't think she's as useful as these teams are making her out to be. And I think in the end it does come down to those smokes. But the utility of the operator aside, I think it really does just come down to the smokes. So, but yeah, the smokes are, or the operator itself is captivating these two teams, at least in this matchup. And you're not going to replace any of these other guys. They're kind of, I mean, you need Buck to open up the kitchen floor. You definitely need a Thatcher in the current trap meta. You need a Thermite just in case you want to open up the construction tunnel, or if you lose your Hibana early on, and you need a Hibana to open up the drop down. So everyone else is kind of necessary. I mean, you don't even see an Ashe on Excellence attack lineup right now, so they don't really have a lot of options for maneuverability. Oh, a run out here coming from 1nfamy. This is very well coordinated. A C4 to get rid of the Claymore they know to exist. Now, Beastly and Vertical.
K9 is holding this right onto the ladder. They said,
challenging on
do not
K9.
come up here, Vertical. Beastly got up, but
Beastly's
Vertical will not be able to.
Bomb located
He's challenging
by
onto the angle, but only just barely out of sight of each other. They will have, unbeknownst to them, a staring contest. One waiting for the other to get too aggressive. I am putting my money on K9 here. I have seen him sit in the same spot for more than 3 minutes.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So, sounds like, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to be having a rehost. Now, the reason we're going to be having a rehost is evidently there was no coin flip for the sides to be picked, as this is, again, overtime.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, not overtime. The decider map. You need to do a coin toss to actually say, oh, we're defending or we're attacking.
So basically what happens is, like we said during the map pick phase, is a team will pick their map, the opponents will pick the side that they want to start on. That's good for the first 2 maps played. That third and final map, which happens to be Clubhouse in this series, is obviously the third and final map, but no one gets preference to choose what side they want until a coin toss is given. That coin toss, unfortunately, did not happen, and the round or the game had started without it occurring. So the side was given to Excellence or 1nfamy, whoever actually was on defense there. But we are going to rehost after a coin toss, and we're going to get back underway to make it that it's actually official and legitimate and the way it should have been fair.
Yeah. Minor oversight, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you accept our apologies. We'll get right back into it as soon as we possibly can. Shouldn't take too long. These guys are pretty efficient. They know the routine at this point. But yeah, talking about Clubhouse, I am a little disappointed. So we just saw an excellent run out there from, and okay, a lot of you guys don't know much about Rainbow Six Siege. You saw the guy come up through the ladder and you're thinking to yourself, why is that so spectacular? Why is that a monumental achievement for Beastly, despite the fact they couldn't get Vertical out as well? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Clubhouse. On Clubhouse basement defense, 9 times out of 10, you will see, well, 9 successful times out of the 10, you will see the defenders stack all 5 of their guys downstairs in an attempt to anchor as best they can against the coming storm of the attackers. Because there aren't a lot of opportunities to roam on this map, it's so easy for the attackers to cordon you off with drones and kill you. So, what we just saw there was a C4 toss up to get rid of the Claymore they knew to exist above the ladder, which is usually the attackers will use that Claymore to, well, basically have to stop thinking about the flank hold so they can dedicate all of their forces to attacking into the bomb site. Vertical took full attentiveness towards, they took that lack of attentiveness into account, C4'd it, got out, and because he was inside of Garage, he had the ability to not only waste time, but potentially get a lot of frags and be impactful in that round. Whereas normally the defenders will simply wait to die in the basement.
Yeah, many a times the way that you can get the upper hand on those attackers is to get a late game flank or a late round flank, and that
was a really good one.
The ladder is the only spot to really do that in without getting detected.
It is actually the only spot.
You can go from cave out to kitchen, but you get detected when doing that.
Yeah. And it's just way, way too dangerous. The main stairs, of course, are being utilized by the attackers. When you're in the basement, you are stuck in the basement unless you have some really ballsy play to use.
Get that operator that has a ladder everyone's been chanting about for the past year and a half.
The potential. Oh my gosh, the potential. That would change the meta so unbelievably much if there was a defender who could put a ladder on anything.
Just put like a little giant somewhere and just climb your way up to the top.
Oh my gosh, it would actually it would revolutionize Clubhouse. That we would see a renaissance. But I don't know if it would be for the better. The potential there is extreme, to say the least. The implications also equally so.
So with that, Clubhouse again is this map where typically we've only seen 2 bomb sites. We see this bottom bomb site, and we also see the bar and the stockroom. We've seen Cache, I think, once in North America.
Yeah, it's
with
been a while.
Flipside. We've seen it maybe once or twice in the Latin American
BRK.
scene. But
Nox
again,
as well.
for the most part, it's going to be these 2 bottom bomb sites. Now the question I think goes to, okay, if it's going to be these 2 bottom bomb sites, how are these 2 new defenders, how is this 1 new attack operator going to affect how you hold? And I think what we saw there is we saw that late game, that late round flank.
It didn't have anything to do with the new guys, but I think it was just, well, obviously it was just Infamy being very aggressive and wanting to put themselves in a position where they're less likely to just wait and die. And that's smart. I really like that from Infamy. Of course, it didn't have anything to do with the new operators, but it might be indicative of the new operators in that they were trying to exert their forces in multiple different avenues at once. We didn't actually see what was happening over on the main stairs, of course, because we don't have, 2 sets of eyes, unfortunately. But yeah, no, anything's possible. They could be trying to get aggressive on all fronts. And I think that would be an interesting strategy to see from Infamy. Now, again, when I said I was a little disappointed at the very beginning of my explanation way back, what I meant by that is, well, they've done it now, and it's not going to work again. Infamy's stuck in the basement now. They C4'd that Claymore at the top of the ladder, and now
they know it's going to be seen. But at the same time, maybe
never going to work.
If they're anticipating that, if they're anticipating, okay, this isn't going to work anymore, they're also going to recognize that the attackers are going to have to keep a man there. Yeah,
but the sad part is just, it worked, and now it didn't do anything. It's, it's reminiscent of, remember when we had Flipside and
upstairs and they had that rehost and they still ended up winning.
It was like, yeah, they won. It was cool. It was great. But it was like 3 rehosts in a row, I believe it was, and it was just over and over. It's like Flipside would do this, they would do that, and they would still, but they managed to pull it out in the end. But it's just reminiscent of that. It seems to be a little bit of an unfortunate event for Infamy.
Yep.
Just a tiny one, not that bad, I would say.
Yeah, so I mean, they still have the potential to try it again, but even if they don't, it's likely that we're going to see a member from the attacking squad actually keep an eye on there, which again is going to be one less eye of the attackers somewhere else. So although it might not lead to the same, we'll call it as significant of a benefit for the defenders, it's still going to force a man off of their typical spot, I would assume, to make sure the no one's coming up that ladder.
A little bit of manpower, but it's likely as soon as, okay, so one thing that's really cool that a lot of teams in Rainbow Six will do that you don't often see in ranked is when somebody dies on, whether it be the attackers or the defenders, when somebody dies, they can get on the cameras or the drones and they can call out information for their teammates, which is oh so useful. A lot of people overlook that when you're playing ranked or just with their friends. And it's one of those things that Siege is unique in that when you're dead, you're still helping your team.
Yeah,
you're still very useful.
You're not a zero figure anymore.
In the match,
you still have some benefit you can do.
So what will often happen is you can put that Claymore there, wait for the sound prompt, have somebody stay in range to get on top of the ladder if they need to immediately, like K9 for example. And then once you have a dead attacker, stick a drone on it, and then have that dead attacker sit on that drone for the rest of the round, while the rest of your attackers focus their efforts on the main bomb site. That way, you can at least have a prompt to when somebody tries to come up from your garage. It's a very safe way to handle things, and I'm sure that either way, we will have Excellence have all their bases covered, or Infamy, whomever decides, well, whoever is on the attacking side when we load into the map.
Yeah, so the coin toss has gone underway. It looks as though Infamy will start back on defense, which is where they did originally, but again, the coin toss needed to determine that. We are going to have Excellence Gaming on attack. We are getting into the game now. Again, this is going to be a 0-round start, so which means nothing really happened. We're still here. Round number 1's about to get underway. Let's head in, see those operator selections. I believe that we're going to see fairly similar choices here by 1nfamy. But no, they're actually going to go to the bar and stock room. They're going to change it up.
A lot of people are wondering, well, didn't they like defend the basement? So now because of the rehost, they're obligated? No, they are not, little Jimmy. And the reason is they actually, the first, again, the round that we saw was completely meaningless. It amounted to nothing. It was essentially dust. It was thin air. And because of that, 1nfamy is not obligated to go into the basement yet again, despite the fact that they are, in fact, on defense. As just happenstance, they did roll for, I guess, defense. They probably won that coin toss, opting to go to defense first. That's what most teams would do on Clubhouse, defense first. Now, going into this top floor, this bar, the secondary to most teams, I think is mostly to do with the fact that, again, they used up some of the cards hidden in their sleeves in that, well, thin air round that we mentioned earlier. And they kind of want to mix things up. I like the way that 1nfamy keeps things on the fly. I really do appreciate this. You see some of the recent changes to Clubhouse there highlighted, and that's nice, preventing those extra dubious spawn peaks.
So the fact that we are seeing Thermite and Hibana chosen, to me, leads me to believe we're going to see this strip club push over in towards pool table.
Yeah, and
you don't need both if you're going to be pushing into stock.
There are 3 defenders in, well, count them, 1, 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen. Can you count? There are 3 defenders inside the strip club and a mirror window facing outside towards trailer. This is a lot of pressure from 1nfamy. I think they are conscious of the strategy that Excellence is attempting to employ here and actively trying to counter it. This is very ambitious here as Gurmy attempts to, ooh, this nade could either get caught by the battery or barely arc over that wall. It's very dangerous though.
I believe we might have already had one. Okay, they're just
He's
going to
hit
do a double.
It.
Looks
there
like
you go.
K9 gets that kill though onto easily. That finishes off the smoke. Smoke is one of those operators you need to keep alive towards the very end. That's when he tends to be the most effective.
Very good start here for Excellence. Also taking out Vertical. Now it's all down to Neptunes inside of this strip club to hold off 4 of the attackers with Vandal.
Oh, it's good that Neptunes didn't actually get spotted out, but he will be pre-fired by Gurmy trying to come in from the west entrance of that strip club. K9's going to be on the north entrance. Sorry, on the south entrance. Still trying to get inside. Now the mirror window has been opened up. Neptunes needs to be very careful. K9's got his eyes locked down onto it.
Ooh,
Flashbangs come on in. And now K9's still waiting for this entry to push in. Going to give away his position. Neptunes will be taken out here. Nice continuous crossfire. Vandal, however, will get the trade onto 1. That's going to make it a 4-on-2 now. Minute 10 to go. We now are going to have Vandal inside the bar. Snake Nade trying to go upstairs. And they are going to open up that door for Beastly, who dropped down, I believe, from the drop hatch in stock.
Vandal barely salvaged that engagement, getting that 1 frag. He's still got so many more, and it's definitely attacker favored here. Plenty of time, plenty of resources. The wall has been opened, and they only have to deal with 2 defenders. As time ticks away, Vandal's mounting pressure is, well, ominous to say the least, with all of these drones circling him. He can tell, I mean, he can tell the attackers know exactly where he is. They even have vertical presence on top of him, but there's not much he can really do about it. There's no Bandit C4.
Vandal played a very crucial role in being that distraction. However, my man finally got him down. Beastly was able to actually get up there, though, up to the top floor and finish off my man for that top floor vertical game coverage. However, the diffuser has been planted. Snake drops on in from the hatch and just annihilates Beastie. And that means we are going to see round 1 go to the hands of Excellence.
So I like the fact that we saw an attempt at a bar defense rather than a basement defense. It definitely is something that is going to throw the other team off, especially considering 1nfamy did go to the basement on the smoke round. We'll call it the smoke round, the non-existent round first. That would have obviously led the other team, Excellence in this case, to believe that that is where they would go again. So that mix-up from 1nfamy was smart, yet unfortunately unsuccessful. Now, 1 round up, we are going to see Excellence go down into the basement. I think wise in this instance. 1nfamy does have the potential to attack onto a basement, of course, but for those of you who are just joining us or don't know much about Rainbow Six competition, basement on Clubhouse is typically referred to as the more defensible bomb site on the map as a whole. Bar is not really, well, people don't like to defend bar. It's not that easy. usually pretty difficult. And as you could tell from that last round, 1nfamy was hopefully unsuccessful.
Now, the fact that they are reinforcing strip club door, to me, means we might be seeing a little bit of some pressure applied at the top floor here, on the main floor, inside of stockroom and bar.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Foxy is certainly lingering a little bit longer than I would expect him to. He's going to put some Valkyrie cameras on that one-way window and just drop back down. And kind of looks like Excellence is going to be playing a little bit of a harder anchor. By the way, I have to say, if I were Excellence right now, if I were on that roster, I would be feeling supremely confident at this moment in time. Having come back from losing that first map so dominantly in the favor of 1nfamy, to having a very much a struggle, but still an exquisite comeback on that second map, to now moving on to the third and being 1 round up, you have got to be feeling comfortable. And you could tell the comfort in my man's actions, playing aggressively onto the basement stairs. This is the exact position that I expected to see an Ela playing on this map, and he's doing it, I believe, the exact way that I prophesized. This is interesting. I wonder if it's going to work out for him.
Yep, Beasley's going to spot him out here. That's going to force my man to go downstairs.
He could hold this. He does have the Ela charge placed at the top of those stairs, I believe. So he's going to be playing with fire here, but playing nonetheless. And he could come out on top as soon as one of the attackers choose to engage him. This will undoubtedly delay the 1nfamy attack ever so slightly. The Moto drop-down has been opened up, and that is more pressure mounting from a man. And with the holes opened up above him, that will prompt him to fall back to the bomb site. Very smart plays from a man here, and there's that Ela charge we were talking about earlier, guys. Unfortunately, not going to mean anything, as Ela has fallen all the way back to the bomb site.
Now, there's half the round to go, so we are going to see Vertical trying to lay down some pressure from this stock room. Again, with these Valkyrie cameras in place, Fox might be trying to go up top here. He realizes, okay, there's the Claymore. Get rid of it, get it destroyed. Now come on upstairs. He's got to be quick, though. He's got to be quick.
Oh, there's
right
no one
now,
watching.
No one heard it. No, oh, no. Okay, Vertical did hear it right now. He's just waiting for it.
So this is actually the opposite team. Excellence now, who has made that same play. Snake Nade, meanwhile, going to get a C4 from below, actually. Wait, that might have been on somebody dropping. Nope, it was on somebody inside the Moto drop-down. That is awesome. A good C4 there from Snake Nade. It's going to put Excellence in the man advantage on a defense of the basement with only 47 seconds to go. 1nfamy pressure mounting here, not a lot of options.
They're going to need to go for, I was going to say the Candela smoking, or the smoking
Candela,
yeah,
but they've lost
Vandal's gone. So the diffuser
unfortunate.
is right between the freezer and the kitchen, which means we are going to see a drop down into the kitchen hatch for that plan, should it happen. Easily trying to lay down some pressure from Moto, but he's not going to have to go down towards the main stairs kitchen area. We'll see which one he decides to choose. Snake here is going to get this information that Beastly is going to be at the bottom of the main stairs. There's the drop from Kitchen. He's looking in towards the site. Misses his target. My man comes out on top with Easily going down. A 2-on-5 now. Neptune still on the top of Garage, I think? And you've got Beastly working his way down. Snags onto one. K9 gets Neptune. Now with Beastly, not enough ammo to go through. 4 people. And that will make it. Snake Nade takes down the final kill into 1nfamy. We are going to see this go 2-0 in favor of Excellence.
Excellent defense from Excellence on the basement of Clubhouse. Now, that's typically how we expect to see basement Clubhouse defenses go, and I'm not surprised at all. The pressure is mounting for 1nfamy, however, they can easily come back from this, especially considering that, oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen, they now get to defend the basement. Again, for those of you just joining us or who do not understand the meta of Clubhouse, the bottom bomb site, just to summarize, is the preferred bomb site. It has been that way throughout history of this entire game, and it probably will be for quite a long time, as the remainder of the bomb sites are undesirable, to say the least, until hopefully, possibly, there's some revisions to the map. That's just how it will be. Now with 1nfamy going down into the basement, they are going to be setting themselves up likely in a typical way. Very heavy anchorage. That's what I expect to see. No surprises.
There used to be a time where every single round of Clubhouse was spent with Glaz and Sledge, or Glaz and Buck, or Glaz and Thermite going down the
Glaz
entrance. Yes.
I remember that meta. Yeah. That was a fun one. Well, I'm sorry. That's sarcasm. That was a terrible meta. it was excruciatingly painful to watch. And I remember listening to teams complain about it incessantly, non-stop. It was, oh, Glaz is pushing down the construction tunnel again. Surprise!
It's almost got to the same meme level of Glaz on wing on plane. Just Glaz on wing, Glaz on wing, Glaz on wing.
Glaz outside. You gotta bring Glaz on. Remember when Plane was in the Pro League? Just for a second, guys. Imagine Plane in the Pro League. I played that. I remember doing that. It was not fun. Oh boy, was it not fun.
All right, so it looks as though we are going to have Snake trying to drone out Caves. He's going to spot Neptune. That's Ella down there. And I believe that is just enough information for Snake to say, let's push into...
What?
That
was a big waste.
I'm going to go ahead and say that that was...
Tremendous waste.
Not necessarily where it needed to go.
I think that was unintentional in its entirety. There's no way he intentionally... Why would you? Oh, that's unfortunate.
I don't know,
so the value of smoke, by the way, we're just going to go ahead and emphasize this for a second. The value of smoke grenades is incredible in that there's only 2 to each operator who has them now, and they are so much better as grenades go. Oh, do they bloom. They bloom spectacularly, and they are very useful in cutting off visual lines of sight. So, well, obviously that goes without saying. So, wasting one there is actually kind of tremendous to an extent. Now, my man has successfully opened up.
Do you think enough of that floor has been opened up yet?
Yeah, I was about to say. My man has really seriously pummeled this kitchen floor into submission. And I think at this point he can tell, oh, there's nobody in back of Armory. Okay. Well, now we can start to observe our options in this attack. Meanwhile, there isn't much progress actually seriously being made here for
We do have
Excellence.
Gurmy at the bottom of the main stairs. He's actually going to try to open up the wall, I believe, towards kitchen.
That's going to be the...
Okay, no, it looks like it might have been the church wall that got abandoned in here.
Yeah, well played to easily. Gurmy's going to try and pressure in through this hallway, but he's got a lot of barbed wire in between him and his desired target. It's unlikely he's going to be able to get the pressure off that he really wants to there. 1nfamy, meanwhile, holding fast, and that's all they really need to do in this position is wait. Oh, you can see the Habanas on the armory wall. He was trying to get rid of Jaeger devices.
There we go. All right, so what we have now with 30 seconds to go, Ying's Candelas are going out,
oh,
smoke
wow.
grenades are going out, K9's going to pick up the kill, and Beastly easily goes down, and Snake gets traded off here by Neptune. We're going to have a man try to get a kill, and it looks as though he picked up Neptune's. Fox with a kill on a vertical. It's all up to Vandal right now. He snags one onto K9, turns on over. Gurmy's going to be inside of the corridor at the bottom of the main stairs. And it looks as though he's going to peek around with that bearing 9, and that means round number 3 goes to Excellence, and it looks as though this is now going in favor of their efforts. We'll say 3-0.
We discussed confidence coming out of Excellence earlier in that they had come back from a significant deficit, and yet it seems to be exuberant in them now. I mean, this is incredible. 3 rounds in a row. Not only that, but attacking onto a basement successfully, and I have to say, quite successful at that. There was one-sided as all heck, and that was a great execution there by Excellence. Love the way they handled that. Unfortunately, I have to attribute it more to 1nfamy than I do to Excellence. It was a pretty simple execution overall for Excellence. They opened up the floor in Armory, they opened up the drop down, and they went for it with Candelas and smoke grenades. With 1 smoke grenade, mind you, I believe. So it was a bit of a risky attack there from Excellence, and unfortunately the reason it was successful is because 1nfamy did not have enough presence in the back of Armory to prevent said attack. There was just no gun pointed towards that kitchen drop down, and as a result, they couldn't really stop the wave oncoming. Now, they are going to be attacking, they say they, 1nfamy is going to be attacking onto Excellence's defense of the bar. So in theory, this is where the comeback starts. However, if, against all odds, Excellence manages to win this bar defense, and it is possible, we've seen it happen many times before, definitely not an impossible task, then we will see a 4-0, and I think at that point the mentality is going to be pretty much definitive overall through both of these teams. I think that'll be probably spell the end of the map.
And here is Fox A again, tossing out his Valkyrie cameras, waiting for the opportune time. He's just got to wait another 30 seconds. There he goes. He's going to see Vandal, and now he knows that the push is going to be coming in. So he's actually going to go for a little peek here.
Oh,
goes
here
up
it
for
comes.
the rush, grabs one.
Oh, no. He doesn't
missed
secure it.
He doesn't secure it. He cannot be over aggressive.
Yeah, and he's going to see the enemy on his cameras here, he has the ability to gauge this. I think he's going to go for the aggression. I have to assume.
He can't.
Nah, no, the pickup's already happened. He doesn't know it, but oh, no, now he does. He's plenty aware, and his camera will be taken out. That's unfortunate, but he did put 50 damage down onto that Thatcher as well. He wasted 40 seconds at least. So I would say a successful run out, absolutely, for Fox, and I think
I think easily, instead of him trying to push down into that lobby, he needs to go back upstairs, get the players, get the defenders out of that stockroom, which you can do, like we see easily doing now, opening up this floor. He's going to be easily see Snake. He's also going to see Fox.
Snake is playing a dangerous game. Both of them are remaining inside of stockroom. You can defend stockroom from out, well, not in stockroom. And you can see here easily just waiting for that rotation through the drop down. Not able to catch Fox, unfortunately. Put some damage down. Just exactly what Fox has delivered back to him. But, you know, no kill still. And 1nfamy only has 120 to attack here. They spent a lot of time pincering that stockroom.
It looks as though easily still getting into a little bit of some skirmish there as he opens up more of that cash room floor into stock. We are going to have Vandal, though. He is going to have the diffuser in hand. He's got his smoke grenades. He's got his candelas. He will easily be able to push in and get this. All he needs to make sure is that there's not going to be a defender with a C4 tossing it up over to him. There is no smoke left alive, so that is tremendous here for 1nfamy trying to get this attack done. But my man still has 4 of his mines, and I think this is what we're going to see here. My man, he's just going to toss this up when he thinks that the plant's going to come down. This is going to help prevent that plant, and he's in a perfect spot to do it. Now Fox didn't come in, but it looks like easily he's already got it covered.
Predicted.
Wonderful, wonderful positioning. And easily gets another kill there on a Snake as he moves on over from the main bedroom. Now those candelas are going to be coming out as we see the counter tosses by my man. Going to try to toss them onto Vandal. Tosses yet again another one, but not far enough. And Vandal will get this plant down as K9 can be the last man standing.
He's done it before, but he will not do it again. He'll be finished off by Vandal. A well-conducted execution onto the stockroom, ladies and gentlemen, by 1nfamy. Every different bit of that strategy was accounted for and flawlessly turned into. I really do like the way they handled that. They took control of cash room early on, started opening it up, forcing out the 2 defenders who were inside of stock, and then as soon as that was done, they forced out control of garage. They had control of garage, they opened up lounge, and then they put their Blackbeard on it. Once they have their Blackbeard on that angle, they effectively cut down half of the map and all of that rotation. He was effective on the angle as well, getting a single kill. Then it was as simple as push in and plant with the cover of smoke.
Yeah, and I think easily played a vital role in that, though, being able to stop Fox, stop Fox from hopping in, as well as who else was it? I think it might have been
Snake from above.
Yes,
he was trying to rotate from Master over to Cash Room. It was a nice attempt, a well-coordinated attempt, by the way. They both rotated at the same time. Unfortunately, he was just well, Snake was just a second behind, or maybe it was easily, or the other was just a second before. But either way, it is going to put it now 3-1. So 1nfamy do have a single round under the belt, and more importantly, they get to defend the basement again. So they could very easily put this into 3-2 and continue their chances in this best of 3. Now, if you guys weren't here for it, again, just a reminder, 1nfamy was successful in the previous first map of this best of 3. That was Oregon. They were very dominant. I believe that was a 5-0. Well-executed one. Absolutely. They even put it onto a significant lead on Kafe, the second map of the series. Unfortunately, unable to lock it out. They were pretty harshly come back on by Excellence. And now here we are, Excellence 3-1 in this final map of the best of 3, Clubhouse. And they are looking pretty strong, I have to say. I did say I thought that Excellence would be favored on this map, but I didn't think it would be to this extent. I do want 1nfamy to put up a bit of more of a fight. The main thing, though, the underlying thing for 1nfamy is and it might sound simple, but they haven't been successful in this part so far. They need to win their basement defenses. That's the most important factor, I feel, in bringing this to overtime. That's their one hope, is winning the basement defense.
So now we're going to have basically every defender downstairs on site like we expect to see. Again, it's going to come down to basically two things. Positioning on the defense as the round continues to go on and more lines of sight get opened up from the attackers onto the defenders. And two, will the defenders be able to get some kind of flank up, late round flank, up through the garage and come on to the attackers from behind?
But man, yet again, really just abusing that kitchen floor. I honestly feel a little bad. But you got to do what you got to do to win the round, right? And it is going to force, yet again, the 1nfamy players a little bit out of armory. However, Neptune's actually is going to stay fast, and my man, as a result, will take quite a lot of damage, putting him on effectively 1 HP. He'll die to a single bullet from any gun.
That's also diffuser that he is carrying. So with that, I mean, a single puff of the gas grenade, one little shock wire, whatever it may be, could easily take him out. However, all he needs to do is just get a headshot on every target, and he doesn't need to worry about getting hit. Yeah,
good shotgun spray there through the floor. Well droned to my man. Unfortunately, Neptune's not aware of that drone. And oh, K9 getting downed. That is also unfortunate because he will be safely picked up. There is no way for Beastly to know that he downed K9, as there are no point prompts in the Pro League HUD settings. So unfortunately, 2 unsuccessful attempts at putting themselves in the advantage from the defenders, playing hard inside of Armory, Deep Armory, and C4ing up from the blue drop down. And as a result, while there's only 30 seconds left, the defenders are still at a slight disadvantage.
They are going to try to push down through kitchen drop again. We're going to have Gurmy trying to hold down the main corridor. Snake does get hit with that ice cream cone. Beastly, though, picks off the kill into K9. Snake going to try to get into the corner here of the Arsenal room, and looks as though he does not get a kill. Gets killed in return by Vertical inside of the cave. It's going to be a double kill. Can he get a triple? No. Fox is there to remove him from play. Vandal gets that SMG-11 to kill on a Fox, and that's going to be round number 5 in the hands of 1nfamy. They are now trying to come back to this. It is, I believe, 4-2.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound basement defense that we want to see from both of these teams on Clubhouse.
Sorry, not 4-2, 3-2.
And now they will be moving on to their own basement attack. Now, this is the daunting task they have ahead of themselves. If they can win this, then their hopes and dreams are very truly alive. If they lose, of course, they're putting themselves on match point, and it's going to be pretty hard to stomach or push themselves through a bar defense. 1nfamy is really up against it here. They have all the pressure on them. Excellence has got a lot more room to breathe in this situation, and I'm sure they're not feeling nearly as much pressure. That was I really like that attack, by the way, from last round from Excellence. It was the same well-coordinated attack we saw from them last time. Just 1nfamy seemed to be more sound of how they're actually going to try and hold. They seem to understand what they needed to do. I especially like, despite the fact that Neptune's effectively didn't do anything inside of Deep Armory, he simply died. I still like the fact that he tried to hold inside Deep Armory. Most of the time what you'll see is once they see that buck opening up above them, they'll think to themselves, okay, well, that's the attackers trying to exert pressure onto me. I better run away, stay alive, try to maintain myself. That's what he did last time. It didn't work out. So mixing it up, even in a way that seems not sensible, is sometimes the right way to go. And they did technically win that round. Maybe you can attribute it a little bit to that. Now, Excellence, playing on the basement, going to be setting themselves up pretty much the same way they did the first time. No big surprises. 1nfamy, meanwhile, going to be clearing out these top floors. Same old, same old. This is exactly what we're used to seeing on a map like Clubhouse. Claymore's going to go down on the top of the ladder. Everybody else is going to drone out the top floors to make sure there's nobody hiding in a cubby. You're going to drone out the strip club. You're going to drone out the bar. You're going to drone out every little nook and cranny. And then you're going to start working on the actual attack, opening up the drop downs, opening up possibly construction tunnel if you have a thermite, which they do not. Snake Nade, meanwhile, going to try and C4 some people from below.
Close.
Oh, opportunity missed a little bit there.
He's going for it, right? 3, 2, 1. Misses the target easily. He's just trying to scatter about.
Truly unfortunate use of a C4 there. A nice try, though, from Snake Nade. And the round will conduct itself, again, in the slow, typical manner of a Clubhouse basement. Oh, I like that impact grenade there from Excellence. I don't think it got all of the... No, it did get all of the Habanas. A little bit of a sound prompt there.
We used to see that before, back when Clubhouse was kind of in the meta. We had that glass tunnel meta. Is you would see those impact grenades hit the bottom side of the shelving unit. the explosion radius would actually destroy those Hibana charges throughout the entire drop hatch.
You can see here easily just looking for any options, any opportunities on overly aggressive Excellence players. Not finding them, unfortunately, as most of the Excellence, well, all of the Excellence players are playing extremely safe within the bomb sites, or blue. I say extremely safe. They are actually in quite a lot of danger, but they're about as safe as can be on a Clubhouse basement hold.
Now it looks as though Vertical may have flashed himself just a little bit with that flashbang as he looks on down through the drop hatch. I think
he's at his own mercy.
May have seen Gurmy rotate over. Wants to see this now. Gurmy's trying to tuck himself inside of blue, waits for the drop. He's looking towards ladder. However, Vandal is here.
Ooh, I like this. This is a really nice attack here. Using your Candelos through this little hole is going to actually aid the push into this room.
We already see the plant try to go down inside of Church. Smoke grenades going out, Candela's going out. Gurmy picks up a kill onto his own teammate and Snake, but he gets 2 more! And now that's going to be a 3-on-4, 15 seconds to go. Neptune's going to be inside of Moto looking for a kill, but it looks like Fox grabs it on the easily here. Last 2 alive going to be Neptune's and Beastly, but Beastly goes down. It's all to Neptune's. Tries to go for this plant, but Gurmy's here. Ella's here. Gets 1. Cannot get the. Oh, he did get Fox, but you had Gurmy popping in with the MPX from Blue Tunnel, and that means we are going to see round number 6 go to the hands of Excellence. 4-2 now in favor of Excellence Gaming.
And it's match point, and ladies and gentlemen, unfortunate though it be, 1nfamy will be forced to defend the bar gaming room unless they have some trick up their sleeve and they could bring us to a cash or maybe a master. Who knows? Anything's possible. Nah, looks like they're gonna stick to the bar. That's probably wise. Yeah, so this in all likelihood, I hate to be the one to spell a disaster here for 1nfamy. In all likelihood, this is the unfortunate end to a very nice attempt at taking down Excellence in a best of 3 and falling to the 3rd map in a really unspectacular fashion. Yeah, it's not easy to defend this bomb site. And the problem is, even if they do, then they have to successfully attack the same bomb site, and then you've got overtime. I don't know. It's going to be a long struggle for 1nfamy. It's possible. It's possible, but it's really against them here. Last time they tried this exact strat that they're doing right now, which is holding inside strip, they were really not successful. It didn't work out very well for them. They were collapsed upon quite efficiently by Excellence, and the round was over briskly.
Yeah, so we are just going to see. I'd call it probably more of a standard defense, but they are going to try to hold us again.
Yep.
Maybe they learned from it.
It's entirely, I mean, they could, they could have learned from it. They're investing 3 players, and they are I think it's a wise investment. As you can see, Excellence, yet again, trying to attack strip. I think, though, honestly, 1nfamy is exposing themselves in a somewhat unnecessarily, as to me, it's pretty clear that Excellence understands how to execute onto a strip hold. Yep. They've done it successfully now once on this map. It was the very first round, and it was concise.
I feel as though a lot of players and a lot of teams forget that there is a drop hatch in the strip club hallway.
I mean, it's a useful drop hatch. You, in theory, could use that drop hatch to nade the mirror window that Neptune's is playing on.
What I was originally going to say is, like, so you see the barbed wire in the hallway, we just passed it there.
Yeah.
That's where K9 didn't want to go past the last time. He had to just watch that mirror window from afar. He can get over that through the drop hatch and drop in nice and easily if he needed to.
It would be a good strategy. The nades are unfortunately not going to get Vandal. Well, I guess unfortunately for Excellence, fortunately for 1nfamy. But I believe it did open up the mirror window, which means Vandal cannot play on the wall anymore. Still, plenty of time wasted here. And the other mirror window will be opened up by my man. All the damage for the well, not all the damage. The majority of the damage is for the attackers against the defenders. Vandal on effectively 1 HP, as he will die to a single bullet from any gun.
Now we are going to have Beastly inside of the CCTV room looking for someone on top of the roof. Will not see anybody. Gurmy's trying to move his way in towards the junkyard entrance. Again, this is at west end of the strip club. It looks as though we might only have Vandal here inside a strip. Everyone else seems to have vacated it for the time being.
A lot of time wasted, so even if Vandal dies at this point, then it won't be that big of a deal. If he can bring one more person with him, and he will onto Foxe. Great kill
Basically going to get my man out there by the west end of Strip Club. Gurmy's got to back on out of there. Snake didn't actually got inside, I think, by the hallway. Yeah, he is tucked right inside of the hallway, waiting for it. Easily did not see that due to the gas grenade. 45 seconds left to go.
It's not likely to happen here, but
he has given away his position, and there is easily. They have successfully won this defense round in the bar and stock room.
That's tremendous.
Making them one more round closer to this overtime.
That's exactly what they needed, because now they get to attack onto, you guessed it, bar. And yeah, if they can make that work, then it's overtime. I think 1nfamy might have just salvaged their dreams here, ladies and gentlemen, in the first bracket, in the first play day, in the first match of this season of Pro League. Bar stock room. Now, what we saw from 1nfamy on that last round was the same thing we saw from them on the first time they attempted to defend, the same exact floor. It was a hard push into the, well, a hard hold, I should say, into the strip club, which is typically frowned upon. It's seen as exposing yourself unnecessarily a lot of the time. But 1nfamy made it work for them very well. Excellence attempted to force it out, which they had done successfully the first time. But unfortunately, a couple things went wrong here and there, especially starting out with those early frags that 1nfamy managed to get themselves with those peaks around the sides of the building. And as a result, Excellence struggled to actually get the ground, the footing that they needed, which was, well, quite simply Strip Club. That's basically the beachhead to start that assault onto the pool table. Without that beachhead, without that assault plateau, as it were, there isn't much to work with. A little bit of a preemptive camera there from Foxe.
Now, we are going to see, again, Fox having these cameras out there. Typically, you only see one Valkyrie camera thrown in a particular line of sight. So he's thrown out two. One's likely to get destroyed, but I don't think 1nfamy's going to fall for it. They already know that camera. There. Yeah. It got destroyed. That's why you throw this second one out.
Yeah, but he's going to be droned out, unfortunately, which, well, actually, he repositions in time. He might not have been spotted. He might be able to continue. Nope. Camera's gone. He's done.
And that now means that we will have a stock room push here from 1nfamy.
Device is going down.
Completely unhindered, at least in the preliminary part of this push.
Device is going dark.
Thatcher's going down. Just clear some traps, just to make sure that he has as much established, as much control as possible established. Those walls in towards Lounge are going to be opened up, and they are soon going to be occupied by a Blackbeard. Blackbeard will put himself facing towards the A-bomb site, same as the first time 1nfamy attacked onto this bomb site. And then we also have, of course, a Buck upstairs in Cash, opening up holes. And soon you will have a Candela smoke grenade silhouette sort of pushing its way into the B-bomb site, getting that plant behind the shelving unit. And that's pretty much the extent of this take.
One of the things that they are doing, the attackers are doing, one of the things that 1nfamy is doing here is they are leaving the kitchen side wall, the kitchen side door closed. They are not opening up that barricade because that would allow for the defenders to easily have access to rotate from kitchen hall into stockroom. They're leaving it closed so that if they need to open it, it's going to give away their position.
And Snake Nade still being on these stairs is actually tremendous. I don't know if 1nfamy knows that, or is conscious of this, because he does have mutes. Oh, nope, he's dead. All right, well, spoke too soon, I suppose.
There you go. Neptune's just taking him out. Easily head down. Fox moves on over, picked up that kill. 5 on 3. 1nfamy looking like they will take this to overtime. A man has been spotted out.
We've seen clutches from the likes of my man before in this series. Best not to count he and K9 out, and Gurmy out quite yet.
Now there, 40 seconds to go. Gurmy's going to be hopping outside of the pool table, snags the kill in a vertical, trying to make this comeback real here. Now that's going to look like Diffuser has not been planted yet. 30 seconds to go. Smoke grenades out. My man tosses himself inside, but it looks as though he will have to be there for the time being. Gas grenade, though, also going to go push out the pool. Push out the plane here for the moment. K9 still looking around. Looks like another shot from Neptune. He gets one. Vandal goes down. That's also Diffuser down. There are 13 seconds left to go. The man is inside, but gets taken out by Neptune's. Last man alive is K9, easily coming around. He gets the kill, and that means 1nfamy is taking this to overtime after 4-4.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a doozy of a match, and certainly one that is deserving of the debut spot for our season. Year 2, Season 3 of Pro League. This is an awesome match. Now, that attack from 1nfamy was very well coordinated. It was the same one that we saw from them the first time they attacked onto that bar, and it was equally successful. I also especially like the way that they had the attack come from behind in the later end of that, well, half of the round. Now, however, they did get actually,
Attackers need to locate
I would argue they got lucky on the draw. Excellence were the ones who got unlucky. So the reasoning behind my thought process there is this. If Excellence is successful in defending the basement, typically, again, the easier defended bomb site, they will put themselves on match point, 5-4, and they will go on to attacking the basement. Now, that should leave 1nfamy also in winning a free round of the basement defense, right? Which will put them on 5-5. However, it will leave Excellence in the precarious position of having to defend the bar. So, despite Excellence being able to defend the basement first, they are the ones who have to put the extra effort in here in this overtime. Now again, overtime side picking is currently completely random. So, just a little bit of a luck of the draw there for 1nfamy. And it could spell Excellence's doom. Yes, very funny, Fox, very funny. My man playing very aggressive there in the kitchen hallway is going to be spotted out. He will wisely fall back to the stairs. That is the right call. I find Fox is excuse me, my man is typically very adept at gauging when he needs to fall off these angles.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is, the fact that he's playing them isn't dangerous in of itself until he's actually faced with an enemy presence, of course. It is actually really just getting rid of drones, which is not to be underestimated. And more importantly, it is instilling fear in the enemy and wasting plenty of time. You see how cautious Neptune's is approaching this angle. Now, he knows he's cleared it, but it took him more time than it could have if, well, my man hadn't played the angle just to tease.
Mm-hmm. So, my man did fall back onto the church. He's going to toss out one of his ice cream cones over towards that main stairwell. And what we saw there, actually, the Claymore for the garage is in a different location, almost hidden, if you will, at the front of the ladder now, instead of overhanging the opening.
Ooh, Snake Nade yet again going for this hallway C4. I don't think he's going to have much success, as Neptune is playing very safe inside the bar. So the floor that Neptune's is on top of right now is not destructible. It is a hard floor. He is wisely not stepping onto the hallway because he knows Snake Nade is waiting with that C4 prepped. As a result, we'll probably completely waste the C4. I think that was Snake Nade's C4 that was just detonated.
Now there's 60 seconds to go. Still 1/3 of the round. Still a 5-on-5. Neptune. I think that might have been was that a floor bang, or did he actually have the hole opened up?
It was a floor bang marked by his teammate. Great coordination there by 1nfamy. And that's a smoke and a Fox gone. Very good player to have off the board early on in these, well, in this last minute of the round, the last legs.
Now K9's going to get droned out behind lockers, but he's going to steadfast here as he knows he cannot move. He's got to hold this ground. He's not seen. He will be here for the moment. 35 seconds to go. And K9 knows, all right, he's been spotted out. His job is to watch cave, and that's what he's doing. Anything else, he's just waiting to hear. Grenade's going to go on down. Looks like he's trying to make sure there's no ADSs. There's no Jaeger, so there's no ADSs there. Ying's going to throw in her Candelas, blind the entire world, but Vandal will be here to try to get this plant down. 15 seconds to go. Vertical gets taken out. Vandal goes down, so does Neptune's. Looks like Gurmy comes in with a double kill. My man as well, able to take out easily. Now it's all to Beastly in a 3-on-1. He's got to come in from blue. K9 is there, so is Gurmy. Gurmy goes down, but K9 to get the cross and the trade frag. That means round number 1 of overtime will go to Excellence Gaming.
So that's to be expected. Excellence is meant to win that round. That's absolutely necessary to win them, obviously, the overtime and thus the series as a whole, right? But, and it was the extra little bit of effort. I think they did win it pretty decisively. However, again, it is now 1nfamy's turn to defend the Church Arsenal room, and Excellence will be forced up into the top floor of the bar, assuming 1nfamy is successful in the basement defense. I think they will probably have good luck here. I'm guessing, based upon what we've seen from Excellence so far in this map, that we're going to see Excellence try to attack in through the kitchen drop-down yet again. And I don't see it as being overly successful. It obviously wasn't the last time. So I think that 1nfamy, yeah, we'll put it on 5-5, and we'll go to round number 11.
It's like, I agree with you. It's likely going to be in favor of 1nfamy here, as long as if they do go for that mid-range or that mid-round flank through the garage.
Yeah, that's
as long as that doesn't get thwarted. If they are able to get that up, they will likely win.
See, the conversation is this. It's exactly what you expect from 1nfamy. It's their type of gameplay. It is calculated yet decisive, and I think it could aid their team quite a lot, and like in theory could win them the round, and hopefully thus the match for them, of course. But at the same time, it's also predictable, and you have to question whether or not you should really commit to something like that. And I don't think that Beastly is going to commit to something like that when the stakes are as high as they are. But then we always come back to the conversation of, well, we want to see teams play the way they are, even in high-stakes situations. And yet, I still think that 1nfamy should play reserved in this circumstance. I feel like they should really just wait it out, as this is, yet again, a clubhouse basement defense, and that is typically how you win these.
So Snake is now just droning out all of the kitchen, making sure it's clear for his team, because they need to get this drop hatch opened up. Again, he's just looking on through, not spotting any kind of ice cream cones from Ella, not seeing any Jaeger devices just yet, no pre-play C4.
Just a cautionary claymore there, just in case somebody tries to run up the stairs while no one's looking. Like that extra layer of caution coming out from Excellence. No reason not to, right? Don't really need flashbangs on Habana, as you have Candelas on
Ooh, C4 toss, though, will light up my man's side, take him down to about 5 health. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to rappel up to the roof and fall off here.
And that looks like exactly what he's attempting to do. Taking a little bit extra time than he needs to, but that's okay. He's got enough. Here
it is. There's the fall. He's going to get picked back up here by Snake. K9 still trying to hold on to the blue drop hatch. Beastly's already there.
Just looking for any angle he can possibly get onto the Beastly. If he can get that frag in blue, the round will effectively be forfeit for 1nfamy, as having control over blue as an attacker is a very pivotal position and could lend them quite a lot of aid moving forward in the round.
And you can see Beastly, he's over by garage right now. He might have actually blown open the C4. There is that late game, but the drone is there. K9 sees him, and this just means K9's going to get this pre-fire onto him.
Neptunes, meanwhile, did get a kill onto Gurmy as he dropped down. I'd like to see what's going on over there.
And here comes Beastly. He's going to go on through Vertical and Vandal and Beastly all getting kills. It's all up to Fox now as K9 was taken out here by Beastly. And there's one kill. Fox grabs one. He's got to turn around. He's going to run outside, go over towards the stock room. Gets tagged by Beastly inside a bar. And 1nfamy will win their downstairs defense hold. We are going to the 11th round again.
What a series this has been. What a match. These two teams are very evenly matched, you can tell. Now,
Seed 1 versus Seed 8, remind everybody. This is the Seed 1 from Season 2 and Seed 8.
Seed 1 has completely revised the roster, and I do see a new confidence in 1nfamy. I do definitely think they're competing at a higher level than they did previously. I would argue that anyway. Now, 1nfamy attacking onto the bar of Excellence. The pressure is all on Excellence here. It really is going to be the harder thing to win defending this bar, but it's entirely possible. The problem is they haven't been successful as of yet on this map. The coordinated attack onto the garage, the stock room, the cash room from 1nfamy has time and time again been successful on this bomb site. They only need to perform that successful execution one more time to put themselves in the oh so glorious and delicious victory that is this first bracket of this first group of this first day of Year 2, Season 3. It would be tremendous, too. I mean, it's been a long fight. Whichever one of these teams wins has got to be walking away feeling spectacular.
Yeah, but I think the loser should also not walk away feeling down. Yes, you're going to head to the losers bracket. Someone has to lose, obviously. But this has been a tremendous series.
Absolutely. Yeah, both of these teams deserve to win, arguably, and I think that whichever one does will walk away just as happy as the one, or sorry, whichever one doesn't will walk away just as happy as whichever one doesn't. Obviously, it's going to be a harder road through the league, but still, you know, the match was a heck of a fight. Now you can clearly see 1nfamy are setting themselves up for the same exact attack, except for, wait, they're not. They're going for a strip attack. Now this is a risk, a big one, but it could pay out dividends, as this is something that I'm guessing I'm guessing Excellence isn't going to expect at all.
Yeah, no, 1nfamy already droned out the garage, realized, okay, they have 2 men inside a garage, so they're pushing from the strip club. They know it is the less defended spot currently in this setup by Excellence.
Great read.
So 1nfamy will get this wall opened up, I believe. If this is reinforced, it will get opened up. If it's not, they will just put 1 bullet into the wall, and that wall will not get open.
And Excellence hasn't rotated as of yet. They're starting to notice this presence. The Thermite, of course, popping open the wall now. But they haven't yet. Here comes the rotation. So now their presence is back and focused towards pool table. The unfortunate thing is they have already lost control over the necessary angles to deny an immediate plant. All they can rely on is C4, Ella charges, smokes. That's really all they've got.
And K9's going to get pushed out from behind the brick wall of bar. C4 is going to get tossed on up. Neptune's dodges it. Wonderful movement. There is a minute 15 to go. Ying Candelas are going to go out. Vandal will get hit by that Ella charge, but he does scoot on over into the corner. With smoke grenades not out just yet, they will be able to cover it afterwards. And this could be a very secured spot here for 1nfamy. They're going to get that plant down, however, Neptune and easily go down. Gurmy as well. Vertical, though, will take out my man, and now Beastly still inside of the place, and still inside of the strip club. Looking in towards the diffuser that has been planted. It's all up to Vandal and Beastly against 3 defenders, K9, Snake, and Fox. Probably the 3 best clutchers here on the team. Easily gets one with a Claymore kill. You've got one above. It's going to be, that's Fox topside. And K9 now will pick up a kill there on the Vandal. He's still right by the site. Fox going to come on, toss the C4 towards him. Looks for the kill, and Fox looking the wrong way. And this will be a dead Fox here momentarily. They're gone. And the attackers will win. 1nfamy takes out Excellence in the first series of Year 2, Season 3 Pro League for the North America.
GG's flow out in the chat, and excellent. And truly, true to the words on the screen right now, hard-fought victory for 1nfamy. Well done to them. And in the beginning of this map, it certainly looked like it was going to be an excellent story, and they were going to walk away with that win. What happened, though, is 1nfamy were the only ones to win a defense of that middle floor. And more importantly, they were very, very efficient on their executions of said middle floor, on their attacks.
Yes.
I mean, the rotation call before they even started the attack on that last round was beautiful. Well done, 1nfamy. Well deserved.
So they're